Hello and welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we're live on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Jubilee and Sun City Radio Saboba, Saboba FM, Saboba A1 Radio Bolgatanga, and Get Radio TV and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, government commits to control spending, social protection policies for the vulnerable, and other structural reforms as it prepares to deliver the mid-year budget later today. We'll hear the expectations of Ghanaians.
An assurance that GetFund is going to be treated better.
We have to be able to sustain and entrench the stability of the currency.
COVID-19 health levy has to go. E-levy should go.
In business,
Bank of Ghana records almost 61 billion cedi loss in 2022 due to the domestic debt exchange program. We've got details on the Joy Business Report.
Also, Attorney General assures government will pass the Conduct of Public Officers Bill before the expiration of this government, following mounting pressure from the CSOs and anti-corruption agencies.
I give the assurance that this government, and from what we have done and what I know, speaking as the Deputy Attorney General, that bill will definitely get passed.
And later, Ghanaians residents in Niger say they are safe following the removal of President Mohamed Bazoum from government.
Everything's under control, yeah. We are going out and we are going in and out. Everything's under control.
We have more details as ECOWAS declares a no-fly zone over the country. I am Amisi Nyamiche Thompson. Details now. Government is committed to tackle the country's economic challenges through spending control and crucial structural reforms. The Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, will tell us how he will achieve long-term microeconomic stability and a positive outlook on the nation's financial health in his presentation of the much-awaited mid-year budget and economic policy review in Parliament later today. Economist Ishmael Yamson wants the budget to focus on expenditure cuts. Some industry stakeholders share their expectations captured in the following report.
Cut down on expenditure.
GetFund is going to be treated better.
E-levy should go.
There are different expectations of a cross-section of Ghanaians, as many hope their concerns will be addressed in the mid-year budget review. Some stakeholders say, following government's domestic debt exchange program and the IMF bailout, the macroeconomic framework of the economy is gradually turning. Economist Dr. Ishmael Yamson, however, fears the economic engine will soon grind to a halt.
We have consistently spent more than the revenue we raised. I don't believe that by 2025 this economy will be showing any great signs of full recovery.
The financial sector continues to reel from the exercise, with the central bank governor Ernest Addison revealing a huge loss of over 60 billion Ghana cedis in its 2022 financial report.
The cocoa bills and the dollar-denominated bills. So all of these have an impact on the Bank of Ghana's accounts. Can confirm that we will make a significant loss.
The demand for fiscal discipline and the need to cut down some taxes is widespread. Professor Godfrey Bokwin is an economist and finance professor at the University of Ghana Business School.
I'm rather expecting that government would merge the standard VAT rate with the street levies and peg it at below 18%. Then also COVID-19 health levy has to go. E-levy should go.
The business community eagerly awaits a friendly working environment through the reduction of the monetary policy rate. Listen to GUTA President Dr. Joseph Obeng.
We have to be able to sustain and entrench the stability of the currency as it is now. We also have to bring down the monetary policy rate.
Well, the finance minister has hinted at several measures to stimulate growth and ensure fiscal discipline. He has also promised to provide social interventions for the vulnerable and undertake post-budget engagement to explain policies to the public.
And that was a News Desk report. Now you can stay tuned to Joy News for comprehensive coverage and expect insights on this all-important event. Government has committed to pass the Conduct of Public Officers Bill. The The bill, which has spanned over 3 parliaments, aims to hold public officials accountable for any actions that lead to conflicts of interest, illicit enrichment, and other improper conducts. Recent discussions surrounding the delay in passing the bill resurfaced due to ongoing investigations into the alleged stash of cash at the residence of former Sanitation Minister Cecilia Dapaah. Acting Executive Director of the Ghana Integrity Initiative, Mary Ada, questioned why it is taking government so long to pass the bill.
As a matter of fact, Cabinet, which the bill has been with during this tenure of Parliament, at a point decided that it was not a priority for government to pass that bill. That is very curious, and we should be asking government why a bill that seeks to ensure that we are building on and making robust Act 550, 1998. We are aiming to make it a best practice bill become a reality. The government, which promised in its manifesto that it would fight corruption and ensure that some of these legislations are passed, decided not to do so.
But the Deputy Attorney General, Alfred Tuah-Yeboah, has assured that the bill will be passed before the term ends.
Yes, the Corners of Public Affairs bill, as it's been discussed, is a bill that has been there for quite a long time, and we are so committed to having it passed. It is considered that it's taking a long path for it to get past Parliament, maybe within this term, for it to be passed. But we give the assurance that this government, and from what we have done and what I know, speaking as the Deputy Attorney General, that bill will definitely get passed. I can assure you that. It is in the interest of Ghanaians. It is in the interest of the fight against corruption. It is in the interest of accountability to have that bill passed.
Meanwhile, the Office of the Attorney General says it will take some additional steps this week on the former Water and Sanitation Minister Cecilia Dapaah's missing money. Here's Deputy Attorney General Alfred Tuah-Yeboah again.
If the Attorney General thinks call the police to bring a docket, that's quite appropriate. It's not about heavy former minister, but you have people writing letters to the Attorney General. I don't know whether council has not done it before. That means they're going to call for a docket and then review. So it's a normal occurrence, normal practice.
Is it early to ask that by your review so far, what is likely to change?
I may not want to come out currently, but I think possibly within the week or so of last, the AG will issue a letter to the prosecution, let the police ask what is supposed to be done.
Meanwhile, former President John Mahama is criticizing President Akufo-Addo for the level of corruption among his appointees. He was speaking at the graduation ceremony at the Academic City University.
As President Akufo-Addo said, if your goal in coming into government is to enrich yourself, and I'm quoting, then don't come. Go to the private sector, public service. Very profound words spoken by the President more than 6.5 years ago. With what is happening today, I'm sure the President himself does not remember that he spoke these very wise words. Day of accountability will always come. And that with the increased awareness that Ghanaians have, Ghanaians are demanding to be citizens and not spectators, as the President exhorted them to be.
Now, Ghanaians resident in Niger say they are safe following the coup that ousted President Mohamed Bazoum. ECOWAS has since released a raft of sanctions, including declaring a no-fly zone, restricting all commercial flights moving to and through the country. The West African heads of state decided over the matter at the ECOWAS headquarters in Nigeria after a group of presidential guards unconstitutionally kicked Mohamed Bazoum out of government. Head of Diplomatic and Foreign Affairs Desk, Blessed Suga, has more.
There's a declaration of a no-fly zone within the area. As ECOWAS says, it is taking steps to rid the West African sub-region of this trend of coup d'etats that we're seeing. Beyond that as well, any form of financial transactions that used to take place within Niger and Ghana and other West African countries will cease. And we're expecting that will be scaled up to other movements of people who are connected to this military junta that is taking over power in Niger. They're first of all calling for the reinstatement of Mohamed Bazoum and also asking that he be released from any form of detention. Now, they go ahead to also point out that they will reject any form of resignation letter purportedly that may be coming from this West Africa leader. And finally, we're expecting that in the coming days, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of Nigeria will announce an envoy that will negotiate the return, obviously, to constitutional rule.
Meanwhile, President of the Ghanaian community there, Seydou Abudu, says they're navigating their lives despite the turmoil that has gripped the nation.
Everything's under control, yeah. We are going out and we are going in and out. Everything's under control. We had a meeting with the Ghana Embassy and we are using some WhatsApp group to educate all the Ghanaians not to go out, not to involve any demonstration. So all Ghanaians, they are safe now. I think Ghana community, we are trying all our best to protect Ghanaians who are living in Niger. We have some meeting with the Ghana Embassy and we have put some measures down so that measures to protect Ghanaians who are living in Niger.
And you heard President of the Ghanaian community in Niger, Seydou Abudu. That Joy News will be following up on developments there and bring you updates in subsequent bulletins. And that's it for the bulletin. In our top story, government commits to control spending, social protection policies for the vulnerable, and other structural reforms as it prepares to deliver the mid-year budget later today. Business is next on the Super Morning Show.
See that? And it's Rickety car. Hey, Papa! Papa! Bobo, so how's your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that? Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz. And he switched. Sancho Panzapa. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Chairman. Hey, Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
Okay. If I leave work now, I can beat traffic, get takeaways for dinner with the girls, and be on time to pick up Sam and his mom from the hospital. Proud to belong to ABSA.
We know that life is go, 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 and that it's hard to make time for the things that really count. That's why with ABSA's digital channels, you can bank when, where, and how you want, so you can focus on what or who is important to you. Get things done simply with our digital channels. That's Africanacity, that's ABSA.
Your preferred retirement partner, Apex Trustee, offers you an unmatched pension administration service that guarantees a cheerful life of retirement for both formal and informal sector workers. Our Progress Occupational Pension Scheme, the Progress Provident Fund Scheme, and the Progress Personal Pension Scheme will help you achieve financial peace of mind during retirement. Apex Trustee provides employer-sponsored schemes, including staff welfare schemes, seeking to outsource the day-to-day administration of their second-tier occupational pension and third-tier Provident Fund schemes. Start the quality lifestyle journey you envisage for your retirement now. Call us on 0504 368048 or 0256 793330. Apex Trustee, a joyous retirement begins here.
Pay attention, all my Africans and African Americans in the diaspora, plus my white brothers and sisters. What if I told y'all the most trusted real estate company in Ghana, Sukasa, would like to take y'all on a nationwide tour, highlighting prime real estate and investment opportunities. Sukasa builds affordable luxury homes with 2, 3, 4 bedrooms. Come get the real value for your money, plus they have very convenient payment policies with 100% guaranteed cash back. This fully gated or Grandson communities include malls, cinemas, and all social amenities, plus 24-hour security. All you gotta do is sign up for the tour for a measly couple $1,000 and come see what could be yours in real life. The African dream is alive. Contact Sukasa on 030-296-0865 or 055-369-7886 at Sukasa GH on all social media platforms. Email info@sukasa.com.gh. The Sukasa experience is also bringing on board a bunch of other property developers, which means patrons get a variety of options to buy from. This is powered by Government of Ghana, Beyond and Return Secretariat, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Works and Housing, Diaspora Affairs, the Office of the President, British High Commission, and the UK Chamber of Commerce. Media partners, Joy FM, City FM, Peace FM, Business and Financial Times, Graphic Online, and many more. Sukasa, building on trust.
Come with me.
Charlie, that be the sound you hear when things make hot. I'm sure this is not battery, just cash flow. Laja no day. It is safe to say we are all facing challenging times. We are all wondering how we are going to lighten our financial burdens. Nowhere cool, but don't worry. With a little help from your trusted bank, Societe Generale Ghana, be biara may fine. Societe Generale Ghana is making all its customers happy with the Yatiso Loans promo. In fact, SG Ghana customers and even non-customers who are on the controller and accountant general payroll can enjoy access to our amazing discounted loans. Don't waste time. Get your loan today. Step into a branch or call 0302-214-314 to get the ball rolling. Terms and conditions apply. Remember, promotion ends on 7th August 2023. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
Don't you worry. Just be happy. Don't you worry.
Hello, Auntie Araba. Hey, Bugger, how are you doing today? I want to buy Pepsodent Cavity Fighter, but I don't have enough money. So what are you going to do? Can you give me the big size? You know, as for me, I'll pay the balance later.
Today, no credit. I haven't sold much this morning. If you don't have enough money for the big size, why don't you try the 120-gram pack?
There's a 120-gram pack? Introducing the new Pepsodent Cavity Fighter in 120-gram pack size. More affordable and convenient. Get yours today from any supermarket near you. Every smile matters. This advert is FDA approved.
Oh,
you sound tired. Good morning.
Oh, well, I mean, it's been an eventful weekend, but I think
what are you up to?
I'm restful. I have a guest, so
okay.
We've been doing the tourist thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
where did you go, if I may ask?
Went to check out the brand new Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum.
Oh, you've been there?
Very impressive. Very impressive. Very nice.
I should head there as well.
You should. Oh, yeah, Charlie. We'll have lots to talk about. I won't give away anything until you've been there yourself.
Yeah,
then we'll
I'll
talk
add
about
it to my plans.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah. Very nice.
Speak about plans. The finance minister.
Yes, he plans to deliver the mid-year review. Although there isn't an expectation he'll be asking for more money, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we hear.
But of course, everybody's wondering whether. How he's going to meet. We know that, expenditure there, they haven't really cut it well.
And are they even going to cut anything?
I don't know. Revenues are, well. So, really, how is this thing going to...
What are we going to hear? That's the
more
question.
Taxes or...
Well, even though you hear from our reporting this morning that there may not be new taxes.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
I mean, can they cut spending? Can they?
They should be able to.
Well, next year will be the interesting one. This year we'll see what they can pull off. Be interesting. But today we have an editors forum.
Mm-hmm.
So we're bringing some of the big names in journalism to talk about the big stories, and they are big, aren't they? Cecilia Dapa.
Oh,
right?
big story.
Yeah. At the saddle, that video.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that leaked tape with, alleged plot to remove the IGP.
Oust the IGP.
Yeah. And then we'll touch on the media review as well.
Great.
But the thing about editors forum, it's interesting because journalists know things that don't always make it into the story.
That's true.
Like we know things, right? When you do an editors forum, everyone is giving an editorial, right? So the rules are not the same, which means that sometimes you might find out a few things.
You probably hear some things that
didn't
make it to the airwaves.
Yeah. So today will be interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
Yeah. All right then. So let's get to it. And as always, we are grateful to Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. And Absa Bank Ghana Limited. They are the ones who brought us the 6 a.m. news. Total Energies says we go the extra mile for you. And Absa Bank Ghana Limited says they are helping you find a way to get things done. So a poorly maintained car engine can age faster. So thank God for the quartz engine oil with age resistance technology from Total Energies. Okay, it's a breakthrough. It ensures optimal performance, improves protection of your engine against mechanical wear by up to 74%. even under extreme temperatures and pressure. So you need to choose Quartz from Total Energy because that is choosing the engine oil that keeps your engine running efficiently and effectively. Quartz, keep your engine younger for longer. Now, the Joy Business Report brought to you by Glyco Life Travel Insurance. Glyco, we cushion you for life.
Good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report live on Joy 99.7 FM. Hello to you if you're listening from KT Radio in Koforidua. Coming up, Bank of Ghana records almost 61 billion cedi loss in 2022 due to the domestic debt exchange program. Meanwhile, 92% of banks without government control or ownership concede losses from the domestic debt exchange program, where their biggest pain as they expect a challenging macroeconomic outlook. We hear from the 2023 Ghana Banking Survey by auditing firm PwC, plus Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta to present the mid-year budget review today. But there are strong indications of no new taxes, whilst end-of-year expenditure target might not be changed. Details coming up. My name is Darrell Carr. Also later in the bulletin, government records marginal oversubscription of treasury bills as interest rates rise again to 30.3%. First, though, the Bank of Ghana recorded a huge loss in its operations last year. Its financial statements put the loss at almost 61 billion cedis. The central bank attributed the loss to the impact of the domestic debt exchange program and impairment of some assets of the group. However, a careful look at the consolidated account raises questions about its rising expenses in 2022. For instance, maintenance of motor vehicles shot up by more than 100% to 131.5 million cedis. Meanwhile, the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, had earlier told the Public Accounts Committee the central bank would take some aggressive measures to turn around its operations as well as embark on some expenditure cuts.
We already have a medium-term plan to become more efficient, including cutting down on all expenditures, not only capital, because we are going to be starting off from, a very large loss. And in the discussions that we have had with the fund, we are hoping that over a 3-year period, we should be able to correct the loss situation into a profit situation.
And that was Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison. The 2023 Ghana Banking Survey by auditing firm PwC has revealed that 92% of banks without government control or ownership considered that losses from the domestic debt exchange program were their biggest pain. In comparison, 75% of the government-owned or government-controlled banks share this view. Here's more in this report.
According to the survey, the banks were unprepared or ill-prepared for the DDEP. They seem to have missed critical signs that should have given them a hint that their investment in government securities were at risk. 100% of local banks, 83% of regional banks, and 67% of international banks that participated in the online survey flagged profitability as their major concern post the implementation of the domestic debt exchange program. For liquidity concerns, regional banks were the most concerned, followed by local banks. With regard to capital adequacy and solvency concerns, local banks were the most anxious, followed by regional banks. Furthermore, the banks acknowledged that the road back to profitability won't be smooth sailing. The bank executives were therefore unanimous in their expectation of a challenging macroeconomic outlook over the near to medium term, but remain confident for quick comeback.
And that was a Business Desk report. The impact of the domestic debt exchange program on banks will compel the financial intermediaries to introduce new products and services. That's according to the country director of Ghana International Bank, Bafohin Abankwa. These products and services, he says, may inure to the benefit of the economy and further strengthen the financial sector. Speaking to Joy Business, he expressed confidence that experiences from the domestic debt exchange program will make Ghanaian banks stronger and better.
There are lessons that all stakeholders have learned, and we would expect that those would begin to feature in how banks implement strategy and how they manage their balance sheets and what banks invest in going forward. What it will also bring out is the tenacity of the banks. When you think you've run out of options, you go back to the drawing table, you think. So Yes, we've seen the impact, but I think that there are going to be things that will come out of this, and products and services that we probably do not see today will come into effect as we are forced to become more creative.
Bafohia Bankwa is country director of Ghana International Bank. Now, there are strong indications that Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta will not propose new taxes when he presents the media budget review today. This is what Joy Business has picked up from persons with knowledge of the budget. Here's Shojo Afe with more.
Government sources insist introducing new taxes is not the way to go, arguing that there is tax fatigue and businesses are under a lot of pressure. Government to rather focus on existing measures and see how they can be more efficient in getting the required revenue for the state. On the expenditure levels, we understand that there wouldn't be significant changes in terms of what was originally projected for the end of 2023 as captured in the budget. The Finance Minister will be heavy on the IMF program and progress made to get the country ready for its first review in September this year. We also understand that there wouldn't be any supplementary budget. Government sources have maintained that this will be a normal presentation, downplaying any significant change in terms of the cost for the economy. The Finance Minister will give some numbers to support government's claims that the economy is showing signs of stability. In terms of focus, the mid-year budget review will look at how to restore macroeconomic stability and accelerate economic transformation.
George Afe with that report. Meanwhile, economist Dr. Ishmael Yamson says the finance minister should use this presentation to restore confidence and bring everyone on board to help stabilize the economy. And while government has been advised to ensure that the media budget revives confidence amongst the private sector to attract more foreign direct investors, this, according to some financial analysts, will help complement the economic recovery steps undertaken by the government. Speaking to Joy Business, economist Professor Lord Mensah said it is time to use the budget to give hope to businesses operating in the country.
I think it has to do with communication as well. And if the communications are not clear, that is when the investor community seem to lose trust in the government. And when they lose trust, whatever is put on the table, they will take it with a pinch of salt.
Meanwhile, the Chamber of Independent Power Producers wants the Finance Minister to announce drastic measures that will reduce government indebtedness to its members. Here's CEO Eliquim Kwabla Akpetogbo.
We have been staffed needlessly for almost 7 months into the year. If not for the good faith that we have towards our clients or contracts, you can imagine what the outcome will be. For the 7 months in succession, we've been paid averagely about 12% of our monthly invoices. And by our estimation, by close of business today, we expect our arrears to scale up to about $2.3 billion.
That was Eliquim Kwabla Akpetogbo, who is CEO of the Chamber of Independent Power Producers. Now, government recorded a marginal oversubscription of treasury bills as interest rates continued its upward trend. According to the auction results by the Bank of Ghana, government got about 2.34 billion cedis. Here's more in this report.
The target for this auction was a little above 2.28 billion cedis. About 1.493 billion cedis were bids tendered for the 91-day bill. All the bids were subsequently accepted. Also, the bids for the 182-day T-bills were estimated at about 503.58 million cedis. Similarly, all the bids were accepted. For the 364-day bill, about 345.14 million cedis were gotten from the auction. Meanwhile, interest rate on the 364-day bill went up by 0.26% to 30.30%. The yield on the 91-day bill also went up to 25.24% from the previous 24.92%. That of the 364-day bill, however, stood at 27.14%, higher than the earlier 26.80%.
Well, some more news for you this morning. Fuel prices are expected to go up beginning tomorrow, the 1st of August. That's according to the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, COPEC. It says the prices of petrol and diesel are likely to increase averagely by about 9% over the current mean price of 11 cedis 90 pesos per litre, whilst the price of liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, will go up by about 20%. COPEC said the expected increment of prices of petroleum products will be due to the rise in prices of finished products on the world market, though the cedi improved in performance against the US dollar during the period. Here's Executive Secretary Duncan Amwa.
Indications are that
pump prices are likely to go up, averages of 10% for petrol, diesel. LPG could do between 10 and 20%. This is accounted for by international market prices that is quite high at this point. From a previous $820 a metric, you are looking at about $936 a metric currently. The city hasn't lost much ground.
Duncan Amwa, Executive Secretary of COPEC. Let's turn to the commodity market. Crude oil selling this morning at $84 a barrel. Gold lost almost $5, trading at $1,954 an ounce. Cocoa trading at $3,525 a ton after losing $4. Now, three stocks are expected to be on high demand this week. Here's Grace Munayan of Data Bank Research on how your investments will fare this week.
The stock market closed firmer last week as price gains in 5 equities caused the indices to claw back some losses. The Ghana Stock Exchange Composite Index advanced 3.45% weekly to extend its year-to-date gain to 21.51%. On price movement, New Gold emerged as the worst laggard for the week, shedding 2 cedis 30 pesos to 218 cedis 90 pesos. Conversely, Ghana gained 23 pesos to 2 cedis 55 pesos, while Total Energies went up 10 pesos to 6 cedis 80 pesos. MTN Ghana and Societe Generale gained 7 pesos and 6 pesos respectively, whereas Calbank closed 4 pesos higher. This week, we expect the price of Total Energies, Standard Chartered Bank and Societe Generale to rise on demand. For Joy Business Report, Grace Monanyun of Data Bank Research.
Thank you, Grace. On the currency market this morning, the dollar going for 11 cedis 65 pesos. That's on the forex or retail market. The pound going for 15 cedis 20 pesos, and the euro going for 12 cedis 75 pesos. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. The Super Morning Show continues with Kojo Yankson. Stay tuned.
Hey, so 300,000 euros will be how much? Someday
Do the math.
Someday inside. Anyway. Like one day it will be, Charlie.
It shall be well.
It shall be well. Speaking of which, our inspirational song this morning brought to us by Duraplast Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC and HDPE pipes and water tank. Where Duraplast goes, water flows. And you know, it's all in the spirit of Debi, you know, because indeed one day it will be. And this is one of my favorite musicians of all time. You can hear in the background there, Abrantia Amachi Dede, favorite of all his songs, Sufre Wenyame. Yes, indeed. Charlie, that song you do Amankasa. Well, Limbura wants what? He wants to come and collect fans. Not this morning. All right, sit back, enjoy this one. More coming up on the Super Morning Show.
And you know,
amen,
to prosper you.
Hallelujah.
So
Yes,
just
yes,
hang
yes.
in there.
Yes, no matter what you hear today in Parliament, hang in there. Hang in there. All right, all right. Let's get to it. Lots to do today. We'll start off with the Drive Safe campaign.
And it's brought to us by Joy News and the Multimedia Group and supported by Toyota Superior Quality. Avoid all distractions, keep both eyes on the road and hands on the steering wheel. Be visible, drive with your lights on at night. And that's how you drive safe.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, ask.
Is there a reason why garbage trucks don't have lights on them?
Hey, could you?
I haven't seen a single garbage truck
True.
with lights, rear lights on them. What's the idea?
Should they even be driving at night?
Well, that's another question. But if you have to, how can you do it without lights? The number of times that I thought I'm driving along an empty road, because there are no street lights, obviously, we've already, failed there. I'm driving along an empty, winding road thinking there are no streets. I come round the corner and right in front of me is a garbage truck moving at 20 kilometers an hour. So that I have to perform a maneuver to avoid, driving into it. Why don't they have tail lights?
Good question. Good question.
Anyway, please be careful out there. Drive safe.
All right, let's say it right. Thanks to Kingdom Books. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks, and Societe Generale. The future is you. Here, say it right.
Something must be done.
You say either, I say either.
A lot of words have come to enjoy popular use after we first heard some politician or the other use it in a soundbite. An example is gargantuan, which was made famous by Martin Amidu many years ago. It means gigantic, enormous, huge. Another word we often hear politicians use is bastardize, but they don't always use it correctly. What do you think it means to bastardize? If someone says the opposition is trying to bastardize the free SHS policy, what do they mean? Well, not exactly what you think. A lot of people assume that to bastardize is to criticize or to insult or to denigrate. It doesn't. To bastardize something means to change the character of something until it bears no resemblance to its original purpose or meaning. For example, by insisting that the woman he has camped in his room to do his house chores and other things is his sister, Samuel Mbura has bastardized sisterhood. So it's quite straightforward. To bastardize is to change the character of something until it bears no relation to its original meaning. Think of it as separating an idea from its parent, making it a bastard, bastardizing it. You get it? Good. Don't forget about it.
We will not forget about it.
Good.
That's how you say it, right?
Yeah. All right, let's get into the newspapers. The news review brought to us this morning by First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different, and Syntex Tank, a strong, a tough. Where are we starting today?
Well, let's start with the daily graphic, but before we do so, let's go for a wrap on what happened over the weekend on Newsfile.
Yeah.
All right.
On where the money came from at this point. However, when another institution or even the same police is trying to investigate the minister for the source of the money, which is not the focus of what the police are doing now, then they can go to, okay, you said this person gave it to this person is dead. Then they will ask the question you are asking, okay, where is the veil that distributed the money? Even the person who died, what's their title to the money? Because clearly she's not a public officer. And whatever she has in her possession or even ownership or title to, we are interested in knowing.
The dockets being called by the AG, and from the experiences, like Dr. Srem said, creates suspicion. That is why everybody is worried. That why didn't we allow it to go the way it was going? And suddenly we have one leg from OSP, the second leg with the AG. And more importantly, what makes it more dangerous is that this is a politically exposed person. And how, as you said, how can one of them be able to assess objectively about the person?
I will not say the police erred. The
based on the authority that they have, preferred charges against some accused persons. And that has been the practice within the prosecution division of the police. The police prefer charges that they are allowed under law to prosecute: stealing, dishonestly receiving, and conspiracy. So in terms of the approach that the police took, we will not force them to do it. But as far as they prosecute on behalf of the Attorney General, they are required under certain circumstances, as stated already, to submit dockets to us for our review.
Other thing that worries me about this case is the very prejudicial statement the president made, and people have called him a clearing agent, right? Literally saying, I am confident that you'll be fine, nothing will. Why on earth would the president make such a statement?
Then this calls to attention the fact that over the past 10 years, we have been asking for a robust legislation or framework that deals with the matter of asset declaration. However, that is being tackled by the COPU, the Conduct of Public Officers Bill, which has traversed about 3 different parliaments and has not gotten passed. At the last count, we know for a fact that it went through even the second reading. However, government chickened at the last minute and they didn't pass it. We also know that, as a matter of fact, Cabinet, which the bill has been with during this tenure of Parliament, at a point decided that it was not a priority for government to pass that bill. That is very curious, and we should be asking government why a bill that seeks to ensure that we are building on and making robust Act 550, 1998. We are aiming to make it a best practice bill become a reality. The government, which promised in its manifesto that it would fight corruption and ensure that some of these legislations are passed, decided not to do so.
There we go.
But Kojo, I think it was clear after watching News File that the AG is not going to do anything different from what the police are already doing in terms of the prosecution. The charges of stealing and dishonestly receiving. So you remember that, was it last week? There was news that, AG was going to look at the source of the money. It didn't sound like it, because the Deputy Attorney General simply said they wanted the police to bring the docket for advice, for them to just look at it.
Well, I don't know whether he said what they will do once they finish looking at it, whether they will give any instructions, because he gave some options of what they can do. Right? They can either say, go ahead, prosecute as it is. They can say, don't prosecute. Or they can amend the charges. And amending the charges could be adding some, removing some. Or they could ask the police to investigate further, or deepen their investigation, or broaden their investigation.
Mainly because of the news last week. You remember I said that what AG was trying to do sounded like what the OSP was doing already, which was investigating the corruption, the source of the alleged corruption aspect of it. And I was waiting to hear that and get details of it, and I did not.
He didn't say. Yes, because you see, what we had last week was from our sources about what the AG intended for the CID to do, and they might still do so, because he didn't talk about what they would do.
Let's get into the daily graphic for today. It says, curbing indiscipline in senior high schools, scrap boarding system, educationalists propose. And so it says that Professor Stephen Ade and Kwesi Upukwamankwa, former Director General of the Ghana Education Service, they're both proposing that we scrap boarding system. Now, Professor Ade says that currently what we have is not serving the purpose that we started with it. He believes that, in the time during the Nkrumah era, we said we were going to have a system that had persons from different, areas coming together. That is being achieved today because of the urbanized nature of Ghana. He also makes the point that he's not against a boarding system, but he thinks that within the current system as we have it, we should develop more of day schools and get these students to go to the day schools. And if we want to focus on a boarding system, the boarding system should be for those who are coming from areas not close to the secondary schools. And this is a point that has been made before. Even when free SHS started, there was a group that said, look, why don't you make, boarding a luxury such that if you wanted to be in a boarding school, you get to pay more for it. Why don't you make day schools, build more day schools? So today, for instance, a lot of the houses could be converted into, classrooms, and then we move on from there.
Haven't we, this whole idea, hasn't it already been defeated with the insistence on how the free SHS, for instance, has been carried out with all students not paying fees? Have we not gone past
Define
this?
defeated.
Because I remember when during the Mahama administration, when they were building the e-blocks. That was the purpose, right? So that if you live in Kwabinya, you could attend the day school in Kwabinya and not necessarily be in a boarding house. However, we've moved on from that era. We're in this era where even all students don't have to pay fees. They don't even have to pay for their uniforms.
Even our finance minister thinks that those who can afford should pay.
But you see, look, let me just quote from the paper. It says, the two expressed the belief that the current circumstances did not support the boarding system, indicating that a huge number of students in a boarding school put under the care of a few teachers with limited resources had serious health, economic, social, and disciplinary implications for the education management. They also propose a national conversation on the subject to find lasting solutions to the boarding challenges currently confronting schools.
I'll tell you one thing. When I went to secondary school, you go to Form 1. In the same school, you are there for 7 years. From Form 1 to Upper 6. That's 7 years during which you bond with people from different parts of the country, different parts of, in fact, in some cases, different parts of the world. We had kids coming from the US come and join us. And for 7 years, you're with them. By the time you leave, these are people you have actually built a relationship, a friendship with, that you can go forward. These are your connections, your contacts. That's my current circle. When I need business contacts, I go to that circle. It's a rich vein that I tap into all the time because I've known them for 7 years. Today, you go to secondary school for 3 years. You hardly scrape against each other, and then you leave. So that you are not building that. Plus, we had to pay to be in boarding school. Do you know how many countries in the world give free boarding? Free boarding. Do you know how many? One, Ghana. On the whole globe, we are the only ones where government pays for boarding school. Who do we think we are?
Well,
listen. The point Kojo made about today 3 years. Let me add something to the point. You were not making reference to the 3 years of the past. Today's 3 years is such that today, Form 3s are in school, Form 2s are not there. Yes, Form 1s are there, Form 3s are not there.
There's a tracking
That's the
system.
problem. So today, we say we're not having a double track, but at every point in some of the schools, one of the class isn't there.
Isn't that still tracking?
Well, it's not a tracking as you know it. But that's the reality. Look, he's talked about, when all of us went to Form 1 in a school, and I remember in a house at the time, Form 1s were about 20 Form 1s. The whole house had about 100 or so. The whole house.
Yeah.
Today, that house that had 100 is more than 200.
Form 1 alone, crab would do 100.
So this is a good call, right? Except that the policymakers are not open for a conversation. That we know. Yeah.
Well, 447,204.
Conversation.
We will start the conversation.
You say it's a campaign against it.
No, 447,000 candidates sit for WASSCE. And you know that the whole of West Africa sat for the WASSCE in May, June. But we are sitting ours now. Because, because of COVID-19, a lot of things changed. But, the other countries have gone back to the old system. We're still doing it. This is Ghana only WASSCE.
Oh,
yes, 447,000. Now, there's one here, financial irregularities Auditor General uncovers 15.1 billion Ghana cedis in public boards, corporations involved. Okay, so let me just bring you bits and pieces of that particular story, because it's our finances here. And it says that more than 15.1 billion irregularities have been uncovered in the operations of public boards, corporations, and other statutory institutions for last year, 2022. The Auditor General's report has found, and we're told the amount represents a 13.86% or 2.4 billion reduction from the 2021 figure of 17.48 billion. And the story continues that it's important to note that last year's irregularities were made up of more than 15 billion. But out of these irregularities, we're told that the recoverable amount is 99.69%, with the administrative portion being 47 million. Now,
what?
Yes. So a lot of it, loans and taxes here and there, that should be, recovered. That's it basically for the Daily Graphic. We'll come back, we'll talk about this later.
All right, the final newspaper is reporting this morning, Asin Central delegates root for Dr. Baumia. Wildlife Resources Management Bill passed into law. BOG incurs, I know you're interested in that, BOG incurs 60.86 billion Ghana cedis losses in 2022, leading to 55.12 billion Ghana cedis negative equity position. Yes, Kojo.
Which constituency is rooting for Baumia?
This is Kennedy Japan's own constituency, right? And the constituency chairman, according to the story, had directed delegates not to show up at a certain meeting, but then they did. So that's what the story is about, basically.
Why would the delegates not show up? It's an opportunity for them.
The 17-year-old student at the center of the Adisadel College assault incident has been granted bail by the Cape Coast District Court 2, which also handles juvenile cases. So we're told that the court was unable to constitute the required panel of 3 judges to sit on the case. He was therefore directed to return to the court on Wednesday. Okay, so it's not 3 judges, it's 1 judge and I think 2 others. And then court finds 24 commercial sex workers for sex soliciting. They're all Nigerians. They've been asked to be taken back to Nigeria.
Okay.
Let's go for the online news review then.
Yeah, the magistrate in that court is Eric Ohiniba Inchigbuesiako.
The Cape Coast
yes.
case, okay.
The juvenile court. Okay, online review now brought to you by Zenith Bank, in your best interest, and Goyle Good Energy.
So what do you do when you run out of fuel in your vehicle? Do you just stop up anywhere? Please don't do that. Let's introduce you to the Good Energy family and why you must be part. Goyle Super XP Run 95 and Diesel SP are the best quality fuel with high performance in town for your vehicle. Now, Goyle Super XP Run 95 is a high-grade fuel sold at the same price as normal fuel, and Goyle Diesel SP is low in sulfur, making it eco-friendly option for your vehicle. With over 440 stations across the nation, join the family that rewards you with quality for an energized driving experience. Goyle Good Energy, Goyle.
And experience true convenience with a Zenith Visa or MasterCard today. Conveniently shop online, make payment at retail outlet locally and internationally, and effect transactions on ATMs in Ghana and abroad, all with your Zenith Visa or MasterCard. Don't just hear about it, experience it. Get your Zenith Visa or MasterCard today at any Zenith Bank branch and experience the true convenience of card payment. Zenith Bank, in your best interests.
Lots of stories on myjoyonline.com. Go check them out. Right now, though, we're going for the BBC News, brought to you by Fidelity Bank, believe with us, and Log On Voice. Experience seamless business management.
Want to feel energized for more? Fuel up with Super XP Run 95 and Diesel XP high performance products from Goyle. Our high grade fuel comes at no extra cost, but with more power. And our Diesel XP, it's low in sulfur, making it an eco-friendly option for your vehicle. Experience high performance and quality with our products. Available everywhere. Choose Super XP Run 95 and Diesel XP for an energizing driving experience. Good energy.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
Nyamidua Apartments, the first master plan community in Ghana, is offering a 20% discount on all units. 2 and 3 bedroom apartments ready to move in today. Strategically located a short drive from the Tema Motorway roundabout towards Community 25. Call us now and the first 10 will get an additional 5% discount. Use the promo code Nyamidua23. Terms and conditions apply. Contact number 0551 435 555. Nyamidua Apartments. Affordable luxury homes for everyone.
Management of the National Service Scheme has begun processing prospective service personnel for deployment for the 2023-2024 service year. This year's deployment is private sector driven. Private institutions are therefore encouraged to submit more requests for service personnel. Metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies, ministries, departments and agencies, and all those interested in hosting service personnel in the 2023-2024 service year are also encouraged to put in formal requests to the Secretariat. The request must be submitted on official letterhead with official addresses, email, phone numbers, and location of the organizations. User agencies are to indicate the number of personnel required and specify the desired academic or professional qualifications. Agencies with special needs are advised to contact the NSS Secretariat for discussions. All requests must reach the National Service Secretariat before Friday, August 11, 2023. National Service, service to the nation.
No matter your water needs, Sintex has it all. Sintex Tank was first to introduce double layer tank, and now you can have as many layers as you want. Sintex Tank was first to introduce white inner layer tanks in Ghana, and now introduces the customer specs order, which will let you order any color and size you want. Sintex Tanks gives you the biggest warranty of 7 years, which no other tank gives you. So whatever your water consumption, size of project or demand, choose Sintex Tank. Sintex Tank, stress-free. Sintex Tank, reliable. Sintex Tank, maximum guarantee. Call 0244 335 168, Kumasi 0505 555 666, or visit sintexgh.com. Sintex Tank, a year strong, a year tough.
The world's radio station.
Coming up after the news from the BBC World Service, it's Hard Talk with me, Stephen Sacker. Today I'm in West Sussex in the south of England, on land which 25 years ago was an intensively managed arable and livestock farm. Now it's a world-renowned example of rewilding, a form of land management aimed at regenerating ecosystems and reversing the mass extinction of species. My guest is co-owner of this estate, Isabella Tree.
I think what NEP has shown is that nature has the answers. If it can rebound as quickly as it has here in less than 20 years, if we can show that our soils are storing carbon at a rate faster than the newly planted woodland, then we know that the answers to biodiversity loss and climate change are right here.
That's Isabella Tree on Hard Talk after the news.
Hello, I'm Chris Barrow with the BBC News. Security officials in northwest Pakistan say they believe Islamic State militants were responsible for Sunday's suicide bombing, which killed dozens of people at a political rally. No group has yet admitted carrying out the atrocity. Police and provincial officials say 44 people have died. The attackers targeted hundreds of activists of an Islamist party. The dead include local party leaders. Caroline Davis reports.
Hundreds of people had packed into a marquee listening to political speeches. The explosion tore through the crowd. The moments after are one of panic and fear. Witnesses told us of the confusion, the bodies, and the fact that the local hospital quickly ran out of beds. Of those killed, some bodies are still unidentified. The police have confirmed the explosion was caused by a suicide bomber using around 10 kilograms of explosive. Security has been increased and evidence is being collected for an investigation.
The British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has announced his government will issue at least 100 new oil and gas licences for the North Sea.
Okay, so according to the Daily Guide, John Mahama is shopping for a running mate.
No.
According to them, he will not be coming back with Prof. Nana Jim-Kukwajima.
Yep.
There are some who are not surprised by this. I mean, I think it's just a matter of assessing her performance in the last election, trying to figure out whether she contributed. Well, it doesn't even matter. They lost, right? So, I mean, the result was not there. So if John Mahama wants to try with someone else, I think there are many who will understand. But who else? We've been talking about the geographical and demographic dynamics and how well it would suit them to have someone from the Ashanti region. That all makes sense. And it means that certain names are now popping up in our minds. Personally, and I'm happy to defend my analysis. But personally, I think one of the names they ought to be considering at this point will be Zaneto, Dr. Zaneto Ajiman Rawlings. I mean, first of all, she's got the political pedigree, but she's also Ashanti. And more importantly, she doesn't have baggage or history. She's one of those rare things, one of those unicorns, a politician without any scandal hanging around her neck, which makes her a blank slate. You can mold her into any kind of personality you need her to be. And since JM is an established entity in politics, established identity, you need to have a malleable, personality as running mate. You can make them into any kind of running mate you wish. Because don't forget, after this term, this next 4 years, if John Mahama and the NDC win the election in 2024, after those 4 years, there is suddenly going to be a battle in the NDC for leadership. You see, so what you need is somebody who can be the start of something new, right? So for me, in my view, and I'm happy to defend it later. In my view, Zaneto is a very good choice.
And somebody who's going to start something is the reason people would even argue that John Mahama goes with Nana Opoku-Agyeman. Finish and the two of you leave. Do the one term and go. That's if he wins the elections. He should do his one term and go, the two of them. So that all those who have been harboring their presidential ambitions can come and contest in the NDC primaries. Because if you...
But why would Prof. Nana Jane leave? Why would she leave?
Oh, I mean, you would understand. I'm making the point, you would understand that, Prof. Nana Opoku-Agyeman, born in 1951, if, they win the election in 2024, by end of 2028, she's 77 years. And I mean, a lot of people believe that the two of them should just say bye-bye to Ghana and politics if they win and go and sit somewhere and relax. But of course, the NEC is also realized. And if you've monitored a lot of the conversations, the Ashanti region has been making the point. In fact, they started all of this by first asking the NDC to select Asantis as regional executives. A lot of people within the Ashanti region, they said, look, you just cannot come to the Ashanti region and have people leading your party who are not from here. That's the first issue they had. Now, the NDC haven't realized that they did so well in the Ashanti region. Now, in 2016, they had about 470,000 or so, not up to 500,000. In 2020, the NDC had about 650,000 votes in the Ashanti region. Guess what? They had 606,000 or so votes in the Volta region, World Bank. World Bank. And in a part of the world, the elections are not based on percentages, as in, they're big on numbers. It's not like the American where you're looking at an electoral college and say, I got to know, numbers. So if you can win at the end of the day, if you have more than 50%, you've won. So you need numbers. and the numbers are in the Ashanti region. What I'm sure the NDC is thinking about is that if we can get this number of people in the Ashanti region, then we can actually increase. And because, if you increase your votes in the Ashanti region, you're making the elections difficult for the NPP. Once you start doing that. And that's why the NDC in 2016 talked about agenda 1 million votes in Ashanti region and 50-50 in Eastern region. That would have crippled the NPP. There was no way they were going to win that election if the NDC had achieved that. So, yes, that's actually the reasoning behind all of this. But again, in politics, nothing is absolute. Anything can happen. In fact, I am told that prior to the announcement of, Jenan Opoku-Agyeman, there was actually another choice. It wasn't Nana until the last week or two when everything changed. So I'm not going to have a discussion on who goes with Mahama, thinking that, he's made up his mind he's not going to go with Nana. Others can even convince him. Or maybe this is just somebody planting a story to say, to actually test waters. And say this. The bit about Zanetta Rollins, okay. Politics, your association matters. Where you think you come from matters in politics. Today, does Zanetta Rollins see herself as belonging to the Asante stock and the Ever stock? Nana Opoku-Agyeman, when she was running mate of the NDC, what were people able to say? The people who actually said she had done things later on, so man can say, so those things, look, you could have people with scandals. They would win elections in this country. That's Ghana. So as for Ghana, when it comes to our election, sadly, you don't have to say, this is a clean slate. That one doesn't work in Ghana. What really works is, one, how does Zanetta see herself? Does she see herself as Asante and Ever at the same time? If she goes to the Volta region today, would she get the kind of support that a son of the soil or a daughter of the soil will get? Will she get the kind of support that a son or daughter of the Asante region will get? I am not sure. And so when it gets to that, and I know that there are people who are pushing a Zanetta agenda, but look, yes, take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Politics is such that sometimes it will go and go and go, and out of nowhere, it falls on your lap, and there you go. If you think you've peaked early, and you're taking out of the race, that could be your end. You never come back again.
I never considered Zanetta, but now that Kojo mentioned, I'm thinking about it, and I think that it won't be bad at all. Also because she's young, so you're pooling a lot of people. You're pooling two regions. That's if that's sort of identification that Winston talks about, yes, yeah. Because there's Volta region and then there's Ashanti region, a father from the Volta region. That won't be bad. Plus, she's young. So I guess a lot of people will be able to identify with her, to be honest. It would not be bad. I hope that somebody has begun the grooming, because that won't be bad at all. Yeah.
It's an interesting idea. But it's an idea at this point. That's all it is. Like Winston said, who knows? Prof. Nana might even remain on the ticket. Anything can happen in politics. Okay, so according to the Daily Guide, John Mahama is shopping for a running mate.
No.
According to them, he will not be coming back with Prof. Nana Opoku-Agyeman.
Yep.
There are some who are not surprised by this. I think it's just a matter of assessing her performance in the last election, trying to figure out whether she contributed. Well, it doesn't even matter. They lost. Right, so the result was not there. So if John Mahama wants to try with someone else, I think there are many who will understand. But who else? We've been talking about the geographical and demographic dynamics and how well it would suit them to have someone from the Ashanti region. That all makes sense, and it means that certain names are now popping up in our minds. Personally, and I'm happy to defend my analysis, but personally, I think one of the names they ought to be considering at this point will be Dr. Zanetta Agyeman Rawlings. First of all, she's got the political pedigree, but she's also Ashanti. And more importantly, she doesn't have baggage. Oh, in your box.
Jerusalem, ikayalami, ilondoloze, uhambe nami, zungangishilana. Jerusalem, ikayalami, ilondoloze, uhambe nami, zungangishilana. Dawo yami ayikholana, buso wami awukholana, ilondoloze, zuhambe nami.
I stand by my troubles. Like it's inspection time in secondary school. Stand by your troubles. It's the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. Today we've got a big editors forum, okay? We're talking about how the media has covered some of the biggest stories in the past 3 weeks, okay? It all started off with that leaked tape about the, some plot to remove the IGP. Then suddenly we were in Cecilia Dapa's living room counting millions of dollars. Counting millions and millions. And then before we knew it, we were in a disco dormitory, watching, brutality against a student. Okay, so all of these stories have been covered by the Ghanaian press, but how did they do it? What angles did they look at? And one interesting thing is something I've been talking about for a very long time. Do we sometimes forget about morality and focus a little bit too much on legality? Justice Sremsai makes that point today. He made it on Saturday on Newsfile. Listen.
Now, when we run a republic like ours, okay, and we are running a democracy, we are not in any way in a courtroom. We expect certain standards to apply across the board. And when those standards are applied and people are questioning whether someone complied with those standards, it is not an answer to reduce the whole matter to the courtroom antics and the rules of evidence. You and I know that what happens in the courtroom is governed by certain rules which are completely different from what happens in life. So there are wrongs and there are crimes. Even though all crimes are wrong, not all wrongs are crimes. So we need to have that in mind, and we have to make a decision that, okay, going forward, are we going to judge our politicians, our leaders, our public officials strictly by criminal standards, or we are going to judge them by governance?
So this is what we're saying. I mean, look, is it always about whether something was legal or illegal? That's part of it, certainly, and that ought to be investigated. But what about right and wrong? Simple right and wrong. What about that? I mean, do we always put the necessary stock in whether somebody did a good thing or a bad thing? Especially when you're a leader. All right? That's why I am so bothered, so concerned by the president's, pre-exoneration of Cecilia Dapa in his acceptance letter. I mean, that's why I'm so disturbed by it. He needn't have said anything. He could have extolled her work as sanitation minister if he really feels she has been excellent. He could have said just that and left it. But why go further? Because look, at the time when these millions were in her bedroom, our currency was suffering. Our currency was suffering because there was such a scarcity of foreign currency. We needed more of ours to buy it. And we depend on it for everything. That's the kind of economy we have. We depend on foreign currency for everything. So if somebody has it and is stockpiling it, it affects our economy. It's not about whether they stockpiled it legally or not. That one will be determined by the necessary investigations. But just the decision to keep that amount of money out of the financial system. When you are a leader, is that right or wrong? So you, as the president, trying to fix a system, knowing fully well that your minister, in her decisions, is working against what you are trying to do, how do you then pre-exonerate her?
So, Shamsai right on points with that statement that he made.
Mm.
And isn't that the reason we're here as a country? Part of the
Precisely.
reason. Because,
Precisely.
I mean, what is our standard?
Mm.
What is our standard? Is it always what is legal and what is illegal?
Mm.
What is criminal and what is not?
Mm.
And listen, if we will be open, accept some of these criticisms and look at what we are doing again, because he makes too much sense in that commentary.
Absolutely. Anyway, that's the purpose of our conversation today. We'll be digging into all of this. Plus, the mid-year review is coming up. Can government really cut expenditure? Where should they cut it? Yeah, grow.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the super morning show. Yeah. Wake up to joy, joy, joy in the morning. Yeah. If you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning. On the super morning show.
Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show.
And for the laundry drop off, for the grocery pickup, lunch sit down, or tank fill up, when asked cash or card, it's always card for me. I switch from cash to card for all my payments with MasterCard.
Now, why burden yourself to build when you can buy ready to move in 3-bedroom executive houses located at Tema Community 25, built with the finest building materials and supervised by top-notch professional architects with flexible payment terms? Well, welcome to a breathtaking development from Selma Court, located at Tema Community 25, just about 55 minutes drive from Kotoka International Airport. This ready to move in 3-bedroom development comes with beautifully fitted kitchen, spacious dining hall, and master bedrooms, large sitting area next to the guest washroom and spacious compound. We give you a 20% discount if you reserve before 30th September 2023. You can reserve as low as $5,000 or CD equivalent. Don't miss out. Grab this golden opportunity to be your own landlord by calling our hotline 0249 399932 or visit selmacourtghana.com for more information.
All right, you better make yourself some big savings right now by signing on to the Fantastic Four Republic Bank Visa credit cards, Business, Infinite, Adishi, or Classic. Enjoy great discounts from their partner merchants, global Visa partners with cashback rewards and interest-free days as well. Win a staycation at Aqua Safari, dinner for two, and loads of consolation prizes in the Republic Bank Tap to Pay credit card promotion reloaded. Live the soft life because they've got you at Republic Bank. New card holders are welcome. This promo is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Now, did you know that your company, school, church, association, union, foundation, civil society organization, partnership, business name, and professional body can be sanctioned or stricken off the register for failure to file your annual returns or renew your business? Don't be a victim. File your annual returns and renew your businesses to be in good standing with the Office of the Registrar of Companies. Now, the fee for filing of annual returns is 90 Ghana cedis per year, with a 600 Ghana cedis flat penalty rate when in default. So proprietorship should be renewed by dialing the short code *222# and follow the prompt to make payment on the ghana.gov.gh payment platform at a fee of 60 Ghana cedis per year. And the renewal of partnership is 90 Ghana cedis. Professional bodies are to renew each professional member of their professional body at a fee of 30 Ghana cedis annually. Call us on 0302 666 081 or 0557 653130. That's on WhatsApp or Telegram. Or let's get interactive on social media at ORC Ghana. You can also visit us on orc.gov.gh or rgd.gov.gh. ORC, here to serve.
And times are hard. One thing on everyone's mind these days is cash. Whether it's cash to pay the bills or for your kids' school fees, your home improvement or your building project. So CSA General Ghana has got your back. The bank has launched the biggest loans campaign of the year, the Yatiso Loans Promotion. SG Ghana is offering amazingly discounted interest rates on its loans. Both customers and non-customers, including staff of the Controller and Accountant General payroll, can enjoy access to heavily discounted loan rates. They say nowhere cool, but SG Ghana Bank, dear, they are here to lighten your financial burden. Get a loan now by visiting any of the bank's 42 networked outlets or call SG on 0302 214 314. Terms and conditions apply. Remember, promotion ends on the 7th of August 2023. SG Ghana, the future is you.
You know, I have to confess, I don't often shop online in Ghana. I don't know. There's something about it that doesn't feel convenient to me, you know. But if I could pay with Momo, I absolutely would. Which is why I'm so glad for KingdomStoreOnline.com because, you can pay for anything you buy from them with Momo. And then they'll deliver to you in very good time as well. Free delivery for Accra and Tema. What's not to like? Terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
So mark your calendars for an incredible event happening on Saturday, the 12th of August at all Toyota Ghana branches in Accra and Tema. Toyota Ghana is offering free vehicle diagnosis for all your Toyota and Lexus models. Join them for a day filled with exciting offers, including affordable oil change using Toyota Genuine Motor Oil, thorough 60-point inspection, free diagnostics, discounted genuine Toyota spare parts and lubricants, vehicle valuation for a trade-in or cashback deal, and Toyota Global Airbag Recall Campaign inspections. Don't miss out on this. Make your way to any Toyota Ghana branch in Accra on Saturday, 12 August, and unlock incredible benefits for your vehicle. For more details, call 0302 42980125. Toyota, superior quality.
All right, well, I guess it's time now for the nutrition line from Nestle, and they offer good food for a good life.
Here you go, dear.
Mom, you didn't add milk.
No need to. Taste and see why.
Wow, but how?
Is it milky?
Very.
Is it creamy?
Yes.
That's Milo all-in-one for you. It's so milky, eh? I don't need to add more milk.
I love it, Mommy.
Give your kids all-in-one. It's truly milky and rich in calcium. Milo, energy to go further. This advert is FDA approved.
This is Nestle Nutrition Line. Nestle Nutrition Line is a public service program from Nestle Ghana Limited. Nestle Nutrition Line offers tips on good food for a good life. Now to your presenter.
Hello, good morning. How are you today? All geared up for a super day? Feeling good and looking good? I'm Jackie Ankra, also known as Na Agilisowa. I welcome you warmly to Nestle Nutrition Line this morning. We're discussing chewing gum and oral health today. Chewing gum can have beneficial impact on your oral health depending on the type of gum you chew. Sugarless or sugar-free gum is beneficial to your oral health. These increase saliva flow in the mouth, which washes away food and debris. Saliva also neutralizes acids produced by decay-causing bacteria, thereby reducing the impact of the acid to cause decay. Saliva also carries calcium and phosphate to help strengthen the tooth. These are some ways in which chewing sugarless or sugar-free gum helps improve oral health. Despite the benefits of sugar-free gum, it cannot replace good dental practices such as brushing your teeth twice a day with fluoride toothpaste. Oh, and don't forget the sari and the takocha. Time to leave you now. I hope you've enjoyed this episode as much as I have. We look forward to hearing from you, so do please reach out. A phone call or an email, always a great pleasure. 0302-517-020 or 0302-211-880, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Toll free 0800-120001. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to midnight. Weekends and holidays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. To WhatsApp, SMS, call 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. These are the numbers 0593 845697, 0593 845649, 0593 845708. You can also email consumer services at gh.nestle.com. Whatever you do today, give it all of your heart and might. And remember, you're a winner. So keep on winning. Have a great day. Bye.
Here you go, dear.
Mom, you didn't add milk.
No need to. Taste and see why.
Wow, but how?
Is it milky?
Very.
Is it creamy?
Yes.
That's Milo all-in-one for you. It's so milky, I don't need to add more milk.
I love it, Mommy.
Give your kids all in one. It's truly milky and rich in calcium. Milo, energy to go further. This advert is FDA approved.
Imagine strutting into the most anticipated wedding of the year. Only to see 7 other girls wearing your exact same outfit.
You are special and one of a kind, and that's why whether it's voice, data or SMS, you get to enjoy personalized offers tailored to your specific needs with MTN just for you. Dial *141# or select your options on the My MTN app to redeem your unique just for you package on Ghana's best mobile network. MTN.
Have you ever thought of the one that makes you complete? An escape from the clutches of interest charges. With the Standard Chartered Visa debit and credit cards, payments are completed at the speed of light, intertwined with interest earning accounts. You also get unbelievable rewards every time you swipe. You have access to over 1,200 airport lounges worldwide. High credit limits of up to 100,000 Ghana cedis and up to 50 days interest-free with our credit cards. You also get to enjoy full multi-trip travel insurance for 90 days. Fees discounted at your feet with our globally partnered merchant points. Bills are always settled, not battled. Get the Standard Chartered debit and credit card now. Call toll-free on 0800 740 100 or 0302 740 100 or reach us via email on feedback.ghana@sc.com. Standard Chartered, here for good.
1xBet Jackpot is here with weekly massive prizes up for grabs. All you have to do is place your bets on any sports game and stand a chance to win. Simply register at 1xbet.com.gh. Use promo code JackpotGhana and place your bets. 1xBet is your key to great victories. Feel like a winner. 1xBet.
Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly. Not for person under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
Oh, yeah, time for a celebration. Birthday messages on the Super Morning Show are brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go. Bank of Africa, the African bank with global reach. Bank of Africa, as strong as a group, as close as a partner. And Franco Trading Enterprise. Still phone Papa Perfy.
So you know where to go if you're looking for Nokia, Samsung, iPhone, smart TVs ranging from 32 inches to 55, tabletop fridges, Franco air condition. Then it must be Franco Trading Enterprise. They've got these monitor videos and monitors anytime, anywhere, on-screen display OSD menu, easy configuration, 3-in-1 video audio control, all in one composite signal, weatherproof and high reliability, and all other mobile phone brands and accessories from all our shops nationwide. And I was just describing the CCTV camera and the functions. So if you're looking for that, guess what? There's some 40% discount on all the prizes as well. And please don't pick any Franco Trading number on Google. If you're looking for Franco Trading Enterprise, call them. Here are their numbers: 0246 422 338 or 055 593 9311, or download the Franco Trading app on Google Play Store or visit their website francotrading.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still
phone Papa Perfy. And I've just got one here. Belated happy birthday to the following: Kwabena Opoku-Boakye, who's Director of Marketing at the National Lotteries Authority; Honorable John Akun, who is former Ashanti Regional Minister; and Nana Ejay Anomafu, who is former DCE for Asin South. You all celebrated your birthday over the weekend. It's from David Max Fuga to you.
All right, I've got a few here on Facebook, unless we've got any others coming up. Okay, then this one is to Letitia Akosia Amponsa Bako. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Regina Nyako, Bedu Dominic Oluwa, Kayode Elijah Iposu, Esteban Amegashitsi, David Wenkot, Frederick Owusu Ajay, Abdul Latif, Curtis Hope, and Sakina McKinney.
All right, so let's get into the Sports Center then.
The Joy Sports Center is brought to you by
MTN. Everywhere you go,
Standard Chartered Bank,
here for good.
Allianz Life Insurance,
we secure your future.
1xBet, your reliable bookmaker, and DSTV.
It's your moment. And you lead a corporate business, a global subsidiary around the affairs of a medium or small enterprise. Well, as a key decision maker in your business, whether you want to make payments seamlessly and access real-time transaction data, whether you're at work or on the go, well, Standard Chartered provides the digital key to help unlock your business potential. That key is Straight to Bank, a single access end-to-end digital platform that helps you to manage the needs of your business on the go, view transactions, pay your business partners and government institutions through Ghana.gov, facilitate real-time payments and collections with the latest encryption technology and security. Elevate your banking experience today with Straight to Bank, our award-winning digital banking platform powering payroll, cash management, trade, and securities. You can always bank on us. Kindly email premierservice.gh@sc.com to sign up today.
And July, even though this is the last day, is still the SME month at MTN. So come, let's enable your business with data and connectivity solutions, mobile solutions, digital solutions, unified communications, and so much more at the best rates. MTN Business is indeed your partner for growth. Watch out for exciting activities, including promotions, quizzes, training sessions, product activation, and SIM registration exercise at locations near you. Follow us on our social media handles for all the details. Contact us today at mtnbusiness.gh@mtn.com or call or send a WhatsApp to 0244 308 111.
All right, to all registered 1xBet players, some amazing things for you. A reliable bookmaker like them has launched a Jackpot of the Week promotion. You have a unique opportunity to get the weekly jackpot. Look for the conditions on the promo page, complete simple tasks, and get the chance of winning a lump sum. They also remind you about registration on the website or in the 1xBet app with the promo code GHJackpot to get a bonus of up to 2,650 Ghana cedis.
Now, have you heard about the Allianz for Life plan? It's an affordable life insurance policy you can get wherever you are. Simply dial *170# on MTN and select 5521, and voila, you and another life are covered for hospitalization and death. You also enjoy very low premium cashbacks every year and many more. Call Allianz Life Insurance on 0308 249-090. Visit their website on allianz-gh.com. It's Allianz for Life, *170# on MTN. Mato for life. Thank you.
Hi, Winston.
I hear that Chelsea won the Premier League through the back door.
Good morning, and good morning to all of you. Welcome aboard to the Joy Sports Center with me, Fentio Tahir Fentio. Coming up this morning, Terence Crawford makes boxing history, Chelsea wins pre-season tournament, and Andre Onana lets rep at teammate Harry Maguire in a friendly defeat against Dortmund. But we'll begin with the government of Ghana, who have intentions to make Accra West Africa's sports hub after the completion of the Boteman Sports Complex. The facility has been earmarked to be completed in December this year, ahead of next year's Africa Games, and will be equipped with a standard swimming pool with seating, basketball courts, tennis courts with seating, and a multi-purpose sports hall to host volleyball, badminton, among many others. Currently, Rwanda is the stop in Africa for majority of the sporting events, and Sports Minister Mustafa Yusuf indicates Ghana wants to put up a modest challenge.
The rugby field is going to be the best rugby field in West Africa once it's completed. We are developing a warm-up track just close by the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, which is by the requirement should be 5 meters away from the main bowl. So everything that you are doing it twice. The swimming pool, for example. We have swimming pool in the Trust Emporium, but it doesn't meet the international standard. Why? Because you have no warm-up pool. So this time, once we finish the 10-lane, a 10-lane competition pool will be a world-class swimming pool, World Aquatic Federation can organize their World Championship in Ghana. Once this facilities is done, and we are in touch with the World Aquatic Federation to do so. And apart from that, the multi-purpose hall we are going to develop, once we finish all the other federations, indoor games, basketball, volleyball, handball, they will be organizing their championship. We will drive more traffic. That's why I said we are positioning Accra as the sports hub within the West Africa region.
That's the sports minister. And already the Ghana Tennis Federation wants to place a bid to host the Davis Cup Group 3 qualifiers next year at that venue. This comes only days after the national team, the Golden Rackers, earned qualification back into the group. They beat Kenya, Cameroon and Botswana to earn back their place, but already they are looking forward to securing a spot at the 2024 Olympics. Isaac Abuajudia is Federation President.
It calls for players to play in tournaments in futures, and that's where they can upgrade and earn points. It's a good point because it's also one of the preparatory matches as we prepare for the African Games come 2023, and tennis is one of the Olympic qualifiers. Whoever wins the singles and doubles gains automatic entry into the Olympic Games. So it's we're meeting the chef de mission for Team Ghana next week, who is ready to listen to our plans. So the investment should continue. We should encourage, find money for them to be playing on tour so that they can be ready for it.
Football now, and Hearts of Oak have announced former Black Queens coach Mercy Tego Kwaku as head coach of their women's team, Oaks FC. Renee Hidden has been named the club's technical director. Club legend Sebastian Barnes has also been named head of scouting. A head coach for the men's team is still yet to be announced, though. Black Starlets assistant Lai Kensing has been linked to the job. On a national level, the quality of coaches produced in Ghana has been a very big conversation, especially as Ghana's clubs have failed to impress in both CAF competitions. But it turns out coaching is not a new headache for Ghana football. Joe Latte is a veteran football commentator, and he recalls how Kwame Nkrumah invited 15-time Champions League winners Real Madrid to Ghana as a first step to provide a solution.
For a very long time, we had Hearts of Oak and Sunfast. The Sunfast is gone. Sunfast is now Olympics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it went on like that. That way, we had problems with coaching. So when Ohinejam became the sports director, as I told you, Kwame Nkrumah was interested in sport. And he knew Ohinejam was interested in sport. Ohinejam did a lot. He was more or less acting at the instructions of Nkrumah. Nkrumah personally organized that part of our history in football.
All right, so that's Joe Latte there. We at Joy Sports, though, are looking to contribute our quota to improve our local football at all levels. And that's why at 6 p.m. tonight, we bring you our mid-year thought leadership event themed Fail GPL Centers. The challenge, the solutions, and presenting our findings. Natalia Atto is a thought leadership editor here at the Multimedia Group.
In other parts of the world, and I'm talking about the advanced leagues of the world, every time a problem comes up, the scientific approach is used. So I do not see the reason why we cannot do the same if we're here and we have challenges confronting us. So this time we're using a different strategy. We don't want to go and guess. We don't want to go and assume that this is the cause or that is the cause. We want to use a scientific approach, and that is how we've run everything so far. So all of the data that has been collected will be analyzed on the night. And of course, we're getting all the contributions coming from the major players and the major actors within this space so that we have a proper appreciation of the problem so that we can start looking at ways to get this solved. Remember, we have just a bit about a month and a half to start the new Ghana Premier League season and would want to see an improvement.
Nathaniel Atto. Now, French Ligue 1 side AS Monaco has reached an agreement with Southampton for the transfer of Ghanaian defender Mohamed Salisu for £15 million. The move is subject to the player reaching an agreement with the club over personal terms, as well as completing a mandatory medical test. Elsewhere, Tanzanian powerhouse Young Africans have confirmed the signing of Bechem United forward Hafiz Konkoni. Konkoni has signed a 2-year deal with the club, which will see him stay in Tanzania until 2025. Athletics now, and World Athletics will today confirm the list of qualified athletes to next month's World Championships to be hosted in Budapest. Tentatively, 7 Ghanaian athletes, including 100-meter national record holder Benjamin Azamati and 200-meter record holder Joseph Polamwa, could represent Ghana next month, but medal winning confidence is generally low as both have endured tough seasons. Veteran sports journalist Carl Tufo is tipping women's long jump national record holder Deborah Aqua to make Ghana's biggest push for a medal.
The main thing is just get yourself to the final and peak in the final. That's what matters. Yeah. And so I look at people like JP Amwa, and I'm not seeing the JP Amwa I saw last year. And I think JP Amwa is more of a 200 meters runner than a 100 meters runner. I think the same could apply to James Dadze. So it leaves us with virtually nobody really to compete in the 100. And that's why I said my eyes will be focused on Debbie. She gets one crazy jump of 7 meters. These days, athletes are not doing even more than 705, 706, even Mlambo, Laika. So there's hope there. But the sprints, I'd like to hold my judgment.
Carl Tufo. Now let's do futsal, a very special one. Donzigi FC on Sunday, they beat arch rivals Obama City by a goal to nothing to advance to the top 4 stage in the ongoing Ni Aye Homowo Futsal League at the Methodist School Park in Pram Pram. The only goal of the game was scored in the first half by 17-year-old Bilal Aite. Coach George Marte, the locals call him a low-budget Pep Guardiola, only escaping by the skin of his teeth after a near-fatal substitution. Annie Osabute is part of the organizers of the Community Gala.
The coach for Don Ziggy, in the person of George Marte, alias low-budget Pep Guardiola, took Bilal out, took another player out, that weakened the system. What it means is that his other opponents or the other coach, Coach Tete, took advantage of the substitutions and also brought in 2 players that he should have started right from the start of the game.
All right, low budget Pep Guardiola escaping by the skin of his teeth there. But from 0 wins in their opening 4 games, Africa now has 2 wins at the FIFA Women's World Cup. Nigeria set the pace with a dramatic 3-2 victory over Australia on Thursday, which has now left the host nation needing to beat Olympic champions Canada at 10 a.m. this morning in order to avoid an early exit. The other host nation, New Zealand, are already out of the tournament in the group stages. The Super Falcons, who also play Ireland at the same time this morning, are currently top of the group and will progress to the round of 16 if they avoid defeat. Morocco, though, secured their first ever victory at the tournament with a shock 1-0 win over South Korea. They face group leaders Colombia in their last game, and only victory will send them to the next round. The South Americans themselves caused a major upset on Sunday with a surprise 2-1 win over favourites Germany. Already eliminated Zambia are currently in action against Costa Rica.
Spence hurt again. All right, hook that wobbles him. Spence might be going down again, and this one is over. He is undoubtedly the undisputed and best pound-for-pound fighter in the world and the first male boxer.
That's right. Terence Crawford dismantled Errol Spence Jr. to become the full-belt era's first undisputed welterweight champion. The WBO champion knocked Spence down 3 times before the referee ended the punishment in the 9th. The win makes him the first man to win undisputed titles in 2 weight classes as he stripped his fellow American of his WBC, WBA and IBF titles.
Like I said before, this meant everything to me. I wanted to give honor to God for blessing me to be here, to be able to perform in front of each and every one of y'all. And that's pretty much it. I wanted to thank Errol Spence and his team for me and him coming together and getting this fight underway. This is a fight that everybody wanted to see. The whole world was talking about it, and we put on a great show.
All right, that's Terence Crawford there. Mamavi, that's all the sports this morning. Chelsea are pre-season champions. They beat Fulham 2-0 to win the Premier League Summer Series. Man United lost 3-2 to Dortmund. Andre Onana let rip up Maguire
All right,
in
so
a
your time is
dramatic
up.
game.
Your time is up,
It is
friends.
up.
Who cares
And
about
I'm
Chelsea?
done.
Who cares
Oh.
about Chelsea?
Skin pain.
And pre-season stuff. Fence with sports. There's more sports on myjoyonline.com. Listen, our social media messages here on the Super Morning Show brought to us by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Ghana AIDS Commission test to know your HIV status and take steps to protect your health. Number 10, liver salt, a refreshing relief. GTP Lifestyle. We join Uncle Ibo White with food for thoughts in a bit.
Hey, this one, Gantuan account. Why are you running? It's all about the EcoBank salary account. EcoBank salary account. Why? You gonna make me fly? I promise, it will make your pockets rise. The salary account comes with many incredible benefits like free life insurance, which covers permanent total disability, critical illness, hospitalization, temporal disability, retrenchment, and death. Also save while you spend, access loans, get free debit cards, and the chance to double your salary and more in the EcoBank Double Salary Promo Reloaded. It's starting from this May to July 31st, 2023. And there are so many other consolation prizes to be won.
Hey, no wonder my hand was itching. This is the perfect account for my salary.
So go ahead, open an EcoBank salary account today. You also stand a chance to win more than double your salary from 1st of May to the 31st of July in the EcoBank Double Salary Promo Reloaded. Terms and conditions apply. This promo is under the supervision of the National Lottery Authority under the Caritas Lottery Platform. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Why burden yourself to build when you can buy ready-to-move in 3-bedroom executive houses located at Tema Community 25, built with the finest building materials and supervised by top-notch professional architects with flexible payment terms? Welcome to a breathtaking development from Selma Court, located at Tema Community 25, just about 55 minutes drive from Kotoka International Airport. This ready-to-move-in 3-bedroom development comes with beautifully fitted kitchen, spacious dining hall and master bedroom, and large sitting area. We give you a whopping 20% discount if you reserve before 30th September 2023. You can reserve with as low as $5,000 Ghana cedi equivalent by calling our hotline on 0249 399 932. Or visit our website on www.selmacourtghana.com for further information.
Joy 99.7 FM.
And it's time for Food for Thoughts, brought to us by Roverman Productions. Be the difference. Uncle Ibo White joins us. A very good morning to you, Uncle Ibo White.
Gorgeous, good morning. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm very well, thank you. How was Kumasi? Are you still in Kumasi or are you back in Accra?
I am still in Kumasi. I'll be making my way out after this presentation.
Okay, so how did they receive the secret code of wives?
Oh, they did. It was exciting. It was exciting for both, for all the 4 shows. What was even more moving was how grateful people were that we were in Kumasi at long last.
Right.
We haven't been here for years. And they made us feel good that we've been able to bring the show here. And so we're coming back in September. We're coming back in September 23rd and 24th.
Okay, back to Kumasi.
Back to Kumasi with husband material 7 years. So
they will love it. They will love it.
Yes, it's going to be great.
All right. Next up though is Accra Plaza in Takoradi. So we can't wait for that.
Yes. On Thursday, I'll give more details on that.
Right.
Almost all my friends have given up on Ghana. These are not unpatriotic Ghanaians. Most of them have stayed loyal to Ghana at great cost to themselves. Many of them have made great sacrifices for Ghana. They were happy, and they were happy to make those sacrifices. They believed in the future of Ghana and believed that Ghana would be built not by foreigners, but by Ghanaians fortunate enough to acquire the necessary tools, skills, and exposure to make meaningful contributions to the nation. They have had to endure opposition and frustration from the system, but they did not despair because they were convinced that they could change the system from within and were prepared to invest their lives in the quest to make Ghana a better place. Today, on retirement, and after many years of waiting and hoping and seeing that Ghana is only going from bad to worse, they are wondering if their sacrifices have not been in vain. Reflecting on the despair of my friends, my mind went to the days of General Kutu Echampon and the SMC. I was working with SNET in those days. We saw raw impunity and arrogance. The soldiers had taken over power with great confidence of doing better. And in the first few years, they indeed did well. But with time, they became worse than the politicians they had kicked out. Bribery and corruption were rife. Lawlessness among those connected to those in power was at an all-time high. Young ladies who became concubines of those in power became rich overnight and flaunted their wealth openly. Decency and honesty were scorned and ridiculed. Money became the one and only measure of whether you mattered or not. As people got away with corruption and wrongdoing, more and more people threw away their principles and joined them. Mothers began to encourage their daughters to look for a big man to sleep with in the hope of getting a piece of the action. More and more decent men threw away their values and began to take advantage of whatever opportunity was open to them to get into the game of looting the nation. It was depressing to see what was going on, especially for those of us down there who had no hope of getting a piece of the action. If you didn't have someone in your family who was in uniform, you were out. If you didn't have an attractive daughter or sister or female friend to push on a big man, you were out. The system that was born out of that situation was called Kalabule. It was vicious. At the height of this depressing situation, I went to church one Sunday at Accra Chapel and heard Dr. Felix Konete Ahunu give an exposition on Psalm 73. It is the psalm that has sustained me and kept me from losing hope in Ghana. The psalm begins on a very reassuring note. It says in verse 1, quote, "Surely God is good to Israel, to those who are pure in heart," end of quote. And then the mood suddenly turns dark. Verse 2 says, "But as for me, my feet had almost slipped. I had nearly lost my foothold." The psalmist then explains why his feet almost slipped and why he nearly lost his foothold. He says, "For I envied the arrogant when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. They have no struggles. Their bodies are healthy and strong. They are free from common human burdens. They are not plagued by human ills. Therefore, pride is their necklace. They clothe themselves with violence," end of quote. And then in verse 12, he says, "This is what the wicked are like. Always free of care, they go on amassing wealth." I asked myself when I read this, is this psalm written today? Is the psalmist a Ghanaian experiencing the Ghanaian situation? You see, what I was reading then in the 70s was happening in Ghana. We envied those who were using the wrong means to amass wealth, and we got discouraged. We saw them not having any problems. Not even the law could touch them. They were free from common human burdens. They had no money issues. They seemed to have more money than they could ever need. And they wore pride as a necklace and clothed themselves with violence because they could get the police or even the soldiers to lock you up at will. Those were the days that the phrase, quote, "I will change your sleeping place," end of quote, became common. And by change your sleeping place, they meant getting you locked up, either by the police or by soldiers. And they were convinced that not even God could stop them. The psalmist then says in verse 13, "Surely in vain I have kept my heart pure and have washed my hands in innocence." The psalmist was at the place many of us were in the 70s in the Kalabule days. Those who were in the position to take advantage of the system and who restrained themselves because of fear of God and love for Ghana felt like fools. Like the psalmist, they felt that they had kept their hearts and hands clean for nothing. In verse 16, the psalmist says, "When I tried to understand all this, it troubled me deeply." Yes, in Ghana at that time, the more we thought of the situation, the more depressed we became because it did not make any sense. But the next verse is what changed everything for me, and that is verse 17, and it reads, "Till I entered the sanctuary of God, then I understood their final destiny." End of quote. When evil abounds and lawlessness reigns, you can only make sense of it when you see it through the perspective of God. The psalmist said, "I understood their final destiny." In other words, what we are seeing is not the end. People may seem to be getting away with murder today, but that is not the end. Now, that makes sense to me because, you see, I grew up in Kumasi in the 50s and 60s at a time of very rich men. It turned out that some of those rich men had made their money through evil means, with some of them even allegedly sponsoring the assassination of a bank manager who was chasing them to pay back loans they had taken from the bank. I saw how in a few years these rich men were no more and their estates squandered. And today there is no trace of the wealth they acquired by evil means. The psalmist said in verse 18, "Surely you place them on slippery ground. You cast them down to ruin. How suddenly are they destroyed, completely swept away by terrors. They are like a dream when one awakes. When you arise, Lord, you will despise them as fantasies." Mavi, the truth is that today, people may seem to be getting away with stealing from Ghana and oppressing the poor. But this is not the end. In fact, it is only the beginning of woe for them. God has his eyes on this nation. And even though we as Ghanaians may not be able to touch those messing us up, there is a God who will deal with them. We should never forget that when we say the battle is the Lord's, it has more than one meaning. It also means that God is the one who deals with those who deceitfully and treacherously deal with this nation. You see, the battle is the Lord's because this nation is the Lord's. And Mama V, that is my presentation for this morning.
Uncle Ebo, have you given up on Ghana?
I can't afford that luxury. I can't afford that luxury. Besides, there is something about Ghana. I do not know what we've done for God that God cares so much about this nation. It's strange. Whenever we come to the precipice of our own self-destruction, somehow he pulls us back. And I'm counting on that one more time.
Thank you very much, Uncle Ebo White, for another food for thoughts. Safe trip back home. And
thank you.
We'll see you on Thursday.
Bye.
We'll hear from you on Thursday. All right, Uncle Ebo White with Food for Thought today. He's back on Thursday with another Food for Thoughts brought to us by Riverman Productions. Be the difference. My takeaway from his presentation this morning, though, don't envy those using wrong means to amass wealth. Don't envy those using wrong means to amass wealth. The more you think about it, the more depressed you become. So instead, be hopeful. Be hopeful in Christ. We've got some 30 seconds to 8. At 8, of course, we'll bring you the Business Minute, brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG. We stand with you. Magdan Aviation is your dependable private aviation solution. Here's Daryl with the Joy Business Minutes.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you at Magdan Aviation, your dependable private aviation solution. There are strong indications that Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta will not propose new taxes when he presents a mid-year budget this morning. The 2023 Ghana Banking Survey by auditing firm PwC has revealed that 92% of banks without government control or ownership conceded that losses from the domestic debt exchange program were their biggest pain. Government recorded a marginal oversubscription of treasury bills as interest rates continued its upward trend. And Italy's defense minister says the country made an improvised and atrocious decision in joining China's Belt and Road Initiative. Guido Crosetto claimed the initiative had done little to boost Italy's exports, making China the only winner. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you and McDan Aviation, your dependable private aviation solution.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town. Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
At 8 a.m. every weekday morning, we bring you the Joy Business Minute. Courtesy Consolidated Bank Ghana CBG. We stand with you and McDan Aviation, your dependable private aviation solution. Thanks to Daryl and the business team for another Business Minute this morning. We have conversations today, starting with this.
Now, when we run a republic like ours, okay, and we are running a democracy, we are not in any way in a courtroom. We expect certain standards to apply across the board. And when those standards are applied and people are questioning whether someone complied with those standards, it is not an answer to reduce the whole matter to the courtroom antics and the rules of evidence. You and I know that what happens in the courtroom is governed by certain rules which are completely different from what happens in life. So there are wrongs and there are crimes. Even though all crimes are wrong, not all wrongs are crimes. So we need to have that in mind, and we have to make a decision that, okay, going forward, are we going to judge our politicians, our leaders, our public officials strictly by criminal standards, or we are going to judge them by governance?
Sremsai speaking on Newsfile last Saturday. Listen, do we sometimes focus too much on the legalities instead of morality? Are we too focused on legality instead of morality, on our leaders' choices in particular? Sremsai started something. We just want to pick up on it. What are your thoughts if you just heard him? 055-1111-997. We've been told that government will not be asking for more money in this mid-year review, but do you think government can cut expenditure? Do you seriously think that government can cut expenditure? And if you do, where can government cut expenditure? Big question, huh? 055-1111-997. That's our WhatsApp number. You can also tweet at us and add the hashtag JoySMS. In the past couple of weeks, the media has covered some big stories in Ghana. Perhaps started with the IGP leaked tape, the alleged plot to oust the IGP, and then there was the Cecilia Dapa. I remember the Chronicle newspaper breaking that story of the house helps being prosecuted, and then it became the biggest story for a while. It is still a big story. And then the Adisadel College, that video, that heartbreaking video, that we also went viral, and then subsequently we know that some decisions have been taken. The 17-year-old that we saw in that video, trying to either strangle or assault his fellow students, allegedly, because the matter is in court. He was in court last Friday. We're told he will be again sometime this week. And then, of course, today is the mid-year review budget. Lots of big stories that the media has covered. We want to assemble some editors. We want to look at the angles again, the impact that we've made with these stories here on the Super Morning Show. So that's Editors Forum coming up on the Super Morning Show today. Send us your messages on 055-111-1997 and send those tweets at the hashtag JoySMS. But does your existing salary account give you more? Is your salary in the right account? The EcoBank salary account is here to help you. Open an EcoBank salary account today and enjoy free life insurance, which covers temporary and permanent total disability, critical illness, hospitalization, retrenchment, and death. With the EcoBank salary account, you have the ability to save as you spend, free debit card, access to loans, and more. The best part is that you stand the chance to double your salary in the EcoBank Double Salary Promotion Reloaded, which really today is the last day, so please take advantage of it. Open an EcoBank salary account today by visiting an EcoBank branch or ecobank.com to open an account online for amazing benefit, but beware of scammers who may contact you on this offer. Always visit an EcoBank branch. Always visit an EcoBank branch or call EcoBank toll free on 0800 003 225 for further details on the EcoBank salary account and the EcoBank Double Salary Promotion Reloaded. Terms and conditions apply. So, our big stories today, our big editors forum today. We're touching on some of the big stories that we've covered as media in Ghana for the last couple of weeks. And then, of course, we're also asking, do we sometimes focus on legality instead of morality on our leaders' choices? Big stories brought to us by Vodafone. Further together, latest film, Your Partner for Life, and Belmonte by CPL Developers, the ultimate luxury experience, and Access Bank, your number one remittance bank. Access Bank, more than banking. Let's talk about the Vodafone demo promotion. Are you taking advantage of this promotion? Because all you need to do is purchase airtime or bundle worth 5 Ghana cedis or more and receive up to 20% cash back in your Vodafone Cash wallet. You can also participate in the Vodafone Demo Dance Challenge. You can win some cool prizes, Samsung phones and earbuds. What you have to do with this particular one is post a video of yourself on social media dancing to the signature demo song and tag Vodafone Ghana. That's it. That's all you have to do. Keep reloading in their demo promotion and win big. Vodafone, further together. And if you're looking for 1, 2, 3 L-shaped sofa crafted to the finest details, available in your favorite color. You need it for your home, your office, or hotel. If you're looking for comfort, durability, and quality, and perfect finishing, look no further. Latest Foam is your one-stop shop, whatever your choice. And in these days, well, your budget as well. Buy from the best, not the imitated. Buy Latest Foam. Latest Foam, your partner for life. And let's talk about Belmonte. You know that place where luxury meets comfort? Well, if you're in the market looking for a home that combines class, convenience, and comfort, then look no further, because your answer is Belmonte. Belmonte is located in the prime East Legon area, just off Lagos Avenue. Belmonte, stylish apartment offers first-class luxury and cutting-edge finishing. Whether you're looking for an executive studio suite, a cozy one-bedroom apartment, a spacious two-bedroom apartment, or a custom villa, well, they have all that and more, really. They also offer a range of top-notch facilities to relax and keep you entertained. So take the first step towards your dream home. Sign up for the 3-year payment plan and own your property today. Please call Belmonte by CPL on 0204 343 011 or 0204 343 015. Belmonte is developed by CPL. It's 9 minutes after 8. This is the Super Morning Show right here on Joy 99.7 FM.
Hey, you ever buy credits where you get up to 20% of your money back before? Make I tell you about Vodafone's demo promo. See, anytime you recharge a demo, you get up to 20%, whether it be short code or your Vodafone cash wallet, or you don't use credit transfer to your number or someone else. And now you be high tech, so you don't use my Vodafone app or any payment app. However you do, Vodafone go send you up to 20% cash back into your Vodafone cash account. We'll reload here, but then you enter. Top up your airtime with 5 Ghana cedi or more in Vodafone's demo promo
promotion and receive 20% of your money back straight into your Vodafone cash wallet. Recharge and cash out in the Vodafone Demo promotion.
Vodafone, further together.
Comfort, durability, finishing, quality. Choosing sofas and beds for your home, office, or hotel couldn't be easier with an exclusive range of sofas and beds in various designs and colors from Latex Foam. There is so much choice, whatever your budget. Latex Foam, your partner for life.
Wouldn't you prefer an apartment hotel? One that offers the utmost convenience of a boutique hotel while offering the idyllic comfort of your own private home. Oasis Park Residences offers luxury studios, 1, 2 and 3 bedrooms both for short and long-term rental at competitive rates. Our sky swimming pool, gourmet outdoor restaurant and a fully equipped gym rest on a breathtaking rooftop with panoramic views of the city. Oasis Park Residences, located at Shiashi Tetekwashi, 10 minutes from the international airport, is the ideal place for all your accommodation needs. Why don't you give us a call on 020-4343-009 or visit our website at oasisparkresidences.com to make your reservations. Oasis Park Residences, more than a home.
Onyadofo, would you a money sike free amanone? And now one money sika kwa amanone. Any beka customers and pimpima. Wo winning a chedia one swo Access Bank a chedia promo no mono. Abribia babewura Access Bank nkrabata BM. Eko disika money hu dwumabia a free 500 Ghana cedis ekro. Wo betime winning surprises a hudo no mu bi. Se Western Union and money gramba witirimu a. Ma Access Bank mbra witiri. Se wa man sika nso beto Access Bank account mu direct dia. Eye free. Freto free 0800 004400. Access Bank, more than banking.
You know, I still haven't told my husband. I'm afraid of his reaction.
Oh, I thought you said you would try to disclose your HIV positive status to him on your birthday.
I wanted to, but never got round to it. It just did not seem like the right time to say it.
Don't you want him to go and test to know his status too?
Of course I do. I am just afraid of his reaction. I am afraid he will walk out on me and quit the marriage.
But you can't be too sure of that.
You know, the other day, when he heard HIV in the news, he referred to it as a bad disease. And I know a couple of people whose partners deserted them because they tested positive for HIV.
But it is also important for him to test for HIV and start antiretroviral medication if he is HIV positive.
So what should I do now?
Why don't we ask your HIV counselor at the facility for advice? Come on, let us call her and find out how best to disclose your HIV status to your husband and also get him to test for HIV.
This message is brought to you by Ghana AIDS Commission.
Hi, now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park. On our arrival, we were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through an orientation on how best to enjoy the experience. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the Eco Park. We saw zebras, sable antelopes, crown cranes, maras, silky chicken, emus, wallabies, deer, ponies, and so many animals. We watched the animals roam freely in their natural habitat, undisturbed by our presence. Our tour guide told us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing. Then we took a break to have lunch in the beauty of the open space. All of this fun and activities for a starting price of 250 cedis, and it's free for children below 6 years. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before our sunset dinner by the campfire. We've had a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait to visit again. Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
A bank that supports you, a bank that cares for you. Hand in hand, we stand with you. So lift your head up, big dreams are waiting. you smile. We will rise with you. Your business will flourish. Your name will stand out. Consolidated Bank, CBG. We stand with
Coffee in your cup. Enjoy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always
I'm getting paper. Yeah, well, whether you're getting paper or not, the finance minister will determine when he reads the mid-year review to Parliament later today. 10 o'clock is the expected time for that to begin. So we've got a lot of work to do between now and then. All right, we'll talk about that. But in our editors forum today, we're going to deal with how the bigger stories over the past few weeks have been handled by the media, how the public has responded to them, and how we expect them to continue unfolding. And we've got great editors joining us for our forum today. Apart from the three of us here in the studio, we have Shamima Muslim. She's a development, communication, gender and inclusion trainer and the convener of AUMA. You know who they are. Ebo Kwansa is general manager of The Chronicle. He's a former president of the Sports Writers Association of Ghana. He's a senior journalist here in Ghana. And of course, he is actually behind the breaking of the story about Cecilia Dapa's robbery case. Yes, indeed, his newspaper was behind it. Manasseh Azure Awuni joins us. He's an investigative journalist and an author. No further introduction required. And you'll be hearing from all three of them shortly on our editors forum. But first, let's get some business out of the way. Now, the Sukasa Ograntson Community's affordable luxury housing project is now rolling out its affordable housing units, and they're on sale. So the 3-bedroom unit with an outhouse starts at $97,500, or the prevalent city equivalent. You can get a 4-bedroom unit with an outhouse from $195,000, or the prevalent city equivalent. So you are getting various convenient payment options for these. And the projects are at East Legon Hills and Ayimensa at the moment. Now, their office is in Lagos Avenue, in East Legon. You can call 030-296-0865, or you can send a WhatsApp to 055-369-7886 for any enquiries you may have. You can also reach them via email. It's info@sukasa.com.gh. They're on all social media handles as SukasaGH. Sukasa, building on trust.
Are you sinking in your bed? Is your mattress failing to give you the safety and comfort you deserve? Well, get yourself a Royal Foam mattress, which guarantees you the good sleep and relaxation you deserve today. As pace setters, we have attached pillows to the mattress you buy for free. Get this offer in all our showrooms and sales outlets across the country. Don't be left out. Royal Foam wishes to say a big thank you to all our loyal customers for making us win the Silver Award at the 12 Ghana Business and Financial Services Excellence Awards. Please call us on 020-227-1000. Royal Foam, rest assured.
Well, let me introduce to you the new super delicious and yummy McBerry Twist Cupcake. Now, the McBerry Twist Cupcakes are baked with natural ingredients and come in 2 flavors, vanilla and chocolate, and they taste as good as they look. The best part is they're affordable, so hurry, get a whole pack for your family. McBerry Twist Cupcake is healthy and comes in handy as portable snack for your kids to eat and share with friends at school. Indulge in the deliciously baked and irresistible taste of McBerry Twist Cupcake and enjoy the goodness in every bite. It is available in every supermarket and provision shop near you. McBerry Twist Cupcake, simply irresistible.
Now, what does wealth mean to you? Do you want to live like a tycoon?
Of course.
Remember, who's got the moolah got the power. Ghana's newest lottery game draws live on Adum TV at 9 a.m., 12 noon and 6 p.m. daily. Now pick up your phones, tablets and computers and download the Game Park Games app on Play Store. You can also play on their website, which is gameparkgames.com, or by dialing *946# on all networks. Just choose 4 numbers between 0 and 9. It's easy to play, it's easy to win. Charlie, make we play this game and make some moolah. Nobody beats the odds of Game Park Games in Ghana. More moolah, more power. This game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly.
Let me tell you about Heritage Christian College is a university set up to provide a missing link in tertiary education. It's affiliated to KNUST and accredited by G-Tech. They offer these programs: BBA programs, options accounting with computing, accounting, marketing, human resource management, and business information technology management. Also BSc nursing, BSc information technology, BSc information security, and BA theology. They are offering 12-month specialized master's degree programs in MSc accounting and taxation, MSc accounting and finance, MSc human resource management. They also have professional courses like ICA, CIMG, CIHRM, ICM UK, and also media short courses. What makes them unique is their entrepreneurship training, which comes with financial support. They've got one student, one laptop with terms and conditions. Affordable and flexible fee structure. Scholarships also available. Here's what will qualify you to enter. You must hold a WASSCE or ABCE or GBCE, also HND or diploma, or you must be a matured student, 25 years and above. Please dial *789 *300# for online serial number and visit hcuc.edu.gh to apply. They are in Amasaman, just behind the Olympic Stadium. Please call them on 020-229-8399 or 0547-777-731. Visit their website, hcuc.edu.gh. Heritage Christian College, a university training compassionate entrepreneurial leaders.
So, Safari Valley Eco Park.
Here I come.
Now, they've introduced the Safari Wildlife Experience by creating an environment that fosters the harmonious cohabitation of forest, water, humans, and wildlife, such as zebras, sable antelope, llama, wallaby, fallow deer, Patagonian mara, and many others, where everyone can come and experience these majestic creatures at a starting price of only 250 Ghana cedis, and is free for children up to 6 years. It's only an hour's drive from Accra and is open from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. each day. Visit Safari Valley Eco Park with your friends and family today for the thrill of a lifetime. For more information, visit safarivalleyresort.com. Check out Safari Valley on Instagram or call 0596 91 4394. Mama V, you will be there.
Thank you, Winston.
But of course, don't forget that this Friday we're all getting to the West Hills Mall for the second clinic of the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair under the theme Home Ownership, Affordability, Comfort, or Luxury.
Oh, luxury, baby.
Luxury for you. Luxury for you. Somebody says affordable comfort.
Nobody is surprised. All right. Listen. A debut. All right, listen. So coming up, our editors Shamima Muslim, Ebo Kwanza, Manasseh Azuri Awuni, join us for all the analysis, all the gossip and the stories behind the stories, all the perspectives on the biggest news items over the past few weeks. It's our editors forum right after Time with the Dentists.
What do you know about oral cancer? Today on Time with the Dentist, we're going to learn about oral cancer and what we can do to prevent it or catch it early. I'm Dr. Gwendolyn Amakwe Baiche, and this program is brought to you by Pepsodent in association with Ghana Dental Association. Oral cancer can present as a growth or sore in the mouth that does not go away. It can affect any part of the mouth, be it the surface of the tongue, the lips, gums, the inner aspect of the cheeks, or the roof of the mouth, also called the palate. It is one of the major causes of death from oral diseases. And anyone can get oral cancer, but there are some factors that make some people more likely than others to get it. And these include all forms of tobacco use, be it smoking or chewing, overconsumption of alcohol, poor diet, persistent infection with the human papilloma virus. Treatment is possible, giving a higher chance of survival. There's surgery, radiation therapy, and chemotherapy, and these are all treatment modalities available. However, treatment will depend on the stage of the cancer at the time of diagnosis, and this is one of the reasons why we encourage regular visits to the dentist. The dentist plays a very important role in the early detection of oral cancers through thorough examination of all the tissues in and around the mouth, the hard and the soft tissues. Once the dentist notices anything suspicious, further investigations will be done to confirm and appropriate referral if need be. Oral cancer is cancer that occurs in and around the mouth. It can start as a swelling or sore in the mouth that does not go away after a long period of time. The palate is the roof of the mouth. The hard palate is the front aspect, and behind it is the soft palate. If oral cancer is diagnosed early, a complete cure is often possible. So don't wait until it's too late. Remember to brush day and night with a fluoride toothpaste like Pepsodent, and take charge of your oral health today. This campaign is proudly brought to you by Pepsodent in partnership with Ghana Dental Association.
Now, when we run a republic like ours, okay, and we are running a democracy, we are not in any way in a courtroom. We expect certain standards to apply across the board. And when those standards are applied and people are questioning whether someone complied with those standards, it is not an answer to reduce the whole matter to the courtroom antics and the rules of evidence. You and I know that what happens in the courtroom is governed by certain rules which are completely different from what happens in life. So there are wrongs and there are crimes. Even though all crimes are wrong, not all wrongs are crimes. So we need to have that in mind, and we have to make a decision that, okay, going forward, are we going to judge our politicians, our leaders, our public officials, strictly by criminal standards, or we are going to judge them by governance?
You're welcome back. And today's Editors Forum is going to touch on 4 of the biggest issues on our minds as Ghanaians today. Over the past 4 weeks, these stories have broken. The first one being the leaked tape purporting to have the voices of some important people plotting, allegedly, the removal of the IGP for political purposes, for the purposes of giving them an advantage in the election. Then we had the Cecilia Dapaah case, with millions found in her home, millions stolen from her home and reported to the police, following which an investigation has started to determine the source of these funds. Of course, we've had that horrifying video from Adisco, showing the brutality meted out to one of the students of that school by another. Then, of course, we've got today's mid-year review coming up, and I'm sure our editors have thoughts on that as well. So once again, let's say good morning to them. Manasseh Azuri-Amuni, investigative journalist, author. He's currently with the Fourth Estate. Oh, no, not anymore. Oh, wow, I'm behind time. Okay, also, Ebo Kwansa is general manager of The Chronicle. He's former president of the Sports Writers Association of Ghana and a senior journalist. We have Shamima Muslim, development, communication, gender and inclusion trainer and convener of ALMA. Shamima will be joining us shortly. But we have Ebo Kwansa and Manasseh on the line. Good morning to you, gentlemen.
Good morning, Kojo.
Yeah, it's wonderful to have you, Manasseh. Looking quite awake at this time of the morning.
Yes, right. I'm not looking as sleepy as Winston, who is yawning as if he's been forced to.
Manasseh.
Winston. When they were on break, I saw you yawning.
You saw me yawning.
And I was wondering if morning show hosts have a special allowance for the night sleep.
Manasseh, we'll have to fact check you for that. But if you don't mind, I'd like to start with you, Ebo Kwansa. You know, our biggest story over the past few weeks, at least, has been this Cecilia Kwansa debacle. but it was broken by your newspaper. You first published the story of the theft, which was reported to the police. I'm just wondering, I've been dying to ask you, what went through your mind when you first saw that story on your desk?
My brother, it's just very simple. The story came from the court, and court stories, are credible. I mean, that's what happens. And then the second issue is simple, that $1 million, 300,000 euro, and then, quite a bit of sizable amount of cedis in one's home. Is the home a bank? I mean, I thought, it is important for the people of Ghana to know what happened in court that day. And especially, I think, it is also in the interest of the President of the Republic of Ghana and his government to know that all may not be well with the ministers, The current, it's a friend, as a matter of fact. I mean, I'm a liberal Democrat, and I happen to share his thoughts and governance. But for the past 8 years, there haven't been many changes in his administration. So, in my opinion, it's good that this story comes out for him to reflect and decide whether or not it is time for changes. Because when people remain at a particular place for quite a time, they become too comfortable and tend not to, follow the rules and regulations of this country. So I thought the president ought to know and ought to sit down and reflect and put his foot down, because things are not what it should be.
Based on that, how do you assess the president's response in his acceptance letter of her resignation?
Well, I in that case, I think, he has worked with her for quite some time and maybe decided to, pat her on the back for the number of years she accepted. But I think the contents, could have been amended a bit.
Which part?
That, praising her for, all that she has done and that sort of thing. I think, the praise should have been mellowed a bit because of the circumstances under which she resigned.
Okay, now, I mean, listening to you, Bokwansa, I mean, you talked about the fact that you wanted people to know what is happening and also get the president to take a second look. Do I get the impression that, even with this story, there are a lot of discussions as to whether or not the story should be published or dropped?
Oh, please, as for the story, I don't have any reservations at all about it. I think that, it ought to be published in the first place. It is not even our own investigative exercise or something that you could say, oh, this matter is a bit, but this is in court. It's an open court that, all media, everybody has access to court proceedings. If Chronicle had not published, maybe another newspaper might have chance on it and published. And I think, secondly, it is a story that ought to be told. If it's true that all this quantum of monies have been found in the minister's house. In any case, if the minister didn't want people to know, he would not have gone to open court.
Okay.
That's a point. We're joined by Shamima Muslim as well, Development Communication, Gender and Inclusion Trainer and convener of ALMA. Shamima, always a pleasure to have you. How are you doing?
Oh, Kojo, Winston, everybody. Mama V, good morning. Uncle Ebo,
yes. It's been a long time.
Very much so.
Yes, Uncle Ebo, in continuing, you said that as much as you share the president's view, there hasn't been a lot of reshuffle over the period, and so you felt this would offer the president a chance to take a second look at his appointees? Hello, Bonanza.
Hello?
Hello, Ebukansa. Yeah, can you hear me?
Is the question addressed to me?
Yes, it's addressed to you.
Oh, yeah, sure. Sure. I believe that, as I'm saying, the ministers are getting too comfortable in their zone. You know, a number of them, I must say, a number of them are my friends. I mean, because we share the same political thoughts. I'm a liberal Democrat, and, you know. And secondly, I was in exile when the Rollins came to power. Quite a number of them were in exile with me. They are my friends, colleagues, that sort of thing. But I think that, you know, a lot of them are, you know, not very responsive to issues. I mean, sometimes it baffles me that I sitting here, you know, and they be my friends. Sometimes these days when I call them, most of them don't respond. And I think if I call a minister, if an editor called the minister and he will respond, how responsive will he or she be with the ordinary people of Ghana?
Okay.
So I think these issues need to come out for they themselves, the ministers, to re-examine the way they are conducting affairs of state, and for everybody to know what is happening, and they themselves put everything in order and stop behaving as if they are above the ordinary Ghanaian.
When you say they've become too comfortable, I want to understand. What do you mean by they've become too comfortable?
Well, what I mean is that it looks like they think, you know, there's no pressure on them. That's what I mean by being comfortable. There's not much pressure on them to do or not to do certain things.
And you think that some of this is also because of how the president has handled his appointments over the period?
Yeah, because he has not changed them a lot. You know, they think they are comfortable. They can be there. You know, the president won't change them. So, you know, nobody is going to, you know, bring any pressure on them. And I think, you know, this issue should make them sit up again.
Uncle Ebo, you mentioned a bit about the Rawlings era and your description of the ministers, some of the ministers getting too comfortable. Does this remind you of, you know, events in the past?
Oh, quite a number of them. I mean, at least it reminds me of the Samuel's money in the house. You remember the two policemen who were alleged to have stolen so much from the chairman of the NDC at the time, Mr. Obede Samuel's house. It reminds me of that. And it also reminds me of the whole coup scenario, you know, because Jerry Rawlings, in his coup statement, said that, you know, the government was not responsive to the people of Ghana, and things have gone astray. Now, from my point of view, if you don't take care, things might go astray as well.
Right. Well, there's so much more we want to ask you, but I want to bring in the others into the conversation as well. Manasseh and Shamima, I'll start with you, Manasseh. We've mentioned the president's response. Much has been said of this. The suggestion is that somehow by, you know, pre-exonerating her, as he appears to have done, it might end up prejudicing, you know, processes that ought to impartially look into these events. Do you think it could also affect how the media reports the story going forward? The president's comments.
No, I don't think it should affect how the media reports it going forward, because the president doesn't have much credibility when it comes to these matters of corruption and the fight against corruption and his commitment. So even if he came out to say that the woman, Cecilia Benadapa, was not guilty or anything, I don't think that should affect us, because he's the critical media or the media or journalists who matter don't attach much or any weight to such pronouncements. Remember, this is the same president who came out to say Wuntumi's company wasn't involved in Galamsey and all manner of things. Having said that, I'm privy to what went on before that resignation was tendered. And the information I have is that the president was away in Rome when the news broke. And so one evening he called his entourage and asked what was happening back home. And I'm told they gave him all the briefing, and the information I have is that he got very angry and said Cecilia Abena-Dapaah shouldn't be disgracing his government this way. And further calls were made to Ghana. And by Saturday morning, the information I had was that the president had decided to sack her when he returned, I think on Monday or Tuesday. But later in the day, he changed his mind and instructed the chief of staff to call her and ask her to tender in her resignation. Failure to do so, she will be fired. This is information I have from sources that were with the president in Rome when this issue was happening. And then we know that later that day, the minister tendered in her resignation. So from insider sources, the president did not support this action. The president was outraged. The president was responsible for the resignation we saw, because if you watch the statement from Cecilia Abena-Dapaah that Saturday morning, there wasn't any indication that she wanted to leave her position. So her resignation could not have been from a matter of principle or somebody who thought she obviously had to go. So on that score, I give credit to the president for asking her to step aside. But the problem here has to do with how the wording of the acceptance letter was. And I even find it problematic. The resignation letter, it was worded, I think the penultimate paragraph, or no, the very last paragraph said, "I thank you, my dear," then, comma, Mr. President. I think those of us who are even in this street, common WhatsApp messages, if you are texting a lady with such words, or my dear, or a lady texting a guy, my dear, it connotes something. And I don't think this was the right wording for such a serious issue. And again, the president trying to vouch for the person's integrity and almost saying that I know you come out clean, I think is problematic and can prejudice the trial. And even now that the Attorney General is stepping in, and we know the Attorney General is the president's appointee, and we have a similar issue in the past, that the president made a comment in 2017 that if you go online, you realize that the Ghana Integrity Initiative even condemned it. And I'm talking about when we, Joy FM and the Multimedia Group, did an investigation titled Robbing the Assemblies and exposed wrongdoings in the Jospon Group. The president visited the group and said to the Jospon boss that I know when you are in the helm of affairs, or if you're when you're in the forefront, these things come, but I know you can deal with them. The Ghana Integrity Initiative said such comments did not help the investigation that had started. And so they expressed concerns. True to their words, the investigation was completed. Very damning findings were made by the CID. And I supported the CID in the investigation, so I know what the docket they sent to the Attorney General's department. If anybody in that department said there wasn't evidence to prosecute, I will call that person a liar. But nothing came out of it. So if you have the same president trying to, again, say that somebody, I know you are, virtually saying, I know you are innocent, because I know your integrity and everything, I won't be surprised that those who would want to pursue this case may be thinking twice if the president is vouching for her integrity. Then we should be careful not to, again, try to do something that would disgrace or undermine the president.
Right,
so
Manasseh, knowing what you know with the background, where you say that the president was responsible for Cecilia Dapaah's resignation, do you think that the acceptance letter was indeed from Mr. President?
We are not told that it was from. It wasn't. We are not told that that letter was from Bedia Tuo or Eugene Ahi or someone. We are told that it was from the president. And so if the wording was wrong, the president must take responsibility for it because he signed that letter. Yeah. And I don't think we have a president who is a lawyer. We were told an astute human rights lawyer, but some of us who grew up very late and are experiencing his presidency cannot vouch for those credentials. But as a lawyer, I don't think he will sign a letter without reading it. And I don't think if he didn't agree with those words, he would have put his signature beneath them. So until something else is proven, and in this country, strange things do happen. We are told that charge sheets and the facts in there can even change and they are not correct and all of that. But as we stand, those are the president's words. His signature is beneath those words. And I cannot have any reason to say he didn't utter them.
Yeah, there is some dissonance there from what you are saying. If indeed the president was the one who initiated the removal from office of Cecilia Dapaah, which was done through resignation, then yes, there is some dissonance. It's very hard to reconcile that against the words in the acceptance letter. Shamima joins us too, and Shamima, today the underlying theme of the conversation we want to have about all these big stories is about the issue of morality versus legality. And Justice Remsai really framed it well. It's something we've been saying for quite some time, that whenever there is a scandal of this nature, immediately you see people taking refuge in the law and saying, well, innocent until proven guilty, and if this was not proven in a court of law, then you cannot say it, and blah, blah, blah. Sometimes that overshadows the more simple and straightforward issue of right versus wrong. Do you see that happening in how this particular Cecilia Dapaah story has been reported?
Kojo, it's almost as if you are in my mind, because that's actually what I want to contribute to the conversation this morning. And, even Uncle Ebo's food for thought, it's a continuation of your introduction to this program when you were exploring this particular angle of right and wrong, and how it seems that even the best of us, even the most educated of us, even the most privileged of us, seem to be blurring the lines between right and wrong. I'll tell you, if I'll get some time just to give this context. I just got back from Abuja last week, just this Friday, after attending the first West Africa Journalism Innovation Conference. The theme was on accountability journalism and how we can nurture innovation for a sustainable future. There's a famous quote by Billy Graham, and it reads, and it says that if wealth is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. When character is lost, all is lost. And it would look as if we are gradually losing the character, not only of our nation, because the character of our nation is distilled from the character of its citizens. And so if the issue of private-public morality, I remember some time back there was a huge debate in our media about whether or not we should judge public officers by their private moral or private issues. That distinction is becoming more blurred because we now know that often, more than not, people's private proclivities find expression in public office. Sometimes even exacerbated, because power and money only reveals one to himself, as we have been told. So at this public forum, we were a speech was delivered by the Google Vice President for News, one Richard Gingras. It was a very poignant speech. And I'll probably just share some of the key things that happened. because he says that journalism is facing a crisis of relevance. And I agree with him totally. According to their statistics, only 2% of Google searches are about serious news. And that is why I think the media must reposition and reset itself onto the right path. Because if we get it wrong, society gets it wrong. And the fact of the matter is that people are increasingly consuming less serious news because of this digital era and the proliferation of fake news, misinformation, disinformation, malinformation, propaganda. Just as you have said about some dissonance there, I also highlighted mixed signals. And when media also reports, because after the Chronicle reportage on this matter, the issue has become even more fudged than it was from the beginning. So if we as media are not providing the clarity, what we do is to offer wrongdoers avenue for escape. Because the issues become too fast, we confuse the public, there is no clarity, and the truth therefore becomes lost. And that's one of the things he says, that when we are amusing ourselves to death as consumers and participators and actors in this ecosystem. And the fact is that if we continue to do this, truth will become drowned in the sea of irrelevance. Because it will be easy for people to discount the truth because of just how fast and complicated the matter is. So my first caution to us as editors and journalists is that let's keep our eye on the ball, let's keep our eye on the issues, and let's give clarity. Let us inform people and not necessarily tell them what to think. If we inform people with the facts, if we follow the story with the facts, citizens would largely come to a logical, correct, truthful conclusion as a result. So if you ask about this issue of morality and ethics, all around us, look at this popular song that we are all dancing to. Abena, Call Me Later. Who sang that song?
That was King Promise. The
King
song is
Promise
called Terminator.
That, who are you to judge me as if you are holy path? No. And once we keep pushing that narrative of selfish seeking of pleasure and happiness, I love the tune of the song. I love the good feel factor of, we're all struggling and we're all just trying to be happy and do our best. So at what point now are we allowed then to call out wrongdoing? If our mindset then becomes, we are all sinners, so there's no more sin. We must have these critical conversations because those spaces for accountability requires of us as journalists, as media, that we ourselves become accountable to the profession. Because a wrong story is in itself a threat to freedom of speech. A false story, a misinformed, a mistreated story is in itself a threat to media freedom. So since it is an editor's forum, we must first put the spotlight on the way we are focusing on the story and following the story, so that the issues become so distilled to the point that we find where the wrongs are. Even if we find, because it cannot be normal and right that such amounts of money can be located in a particular place of a public officer who, in the normal scheme of things, should have a heightened sense of awareness about the precarity of her situation as a public officer. It saddened me. I never made any point about this because I was aware, and I was saddened also because of the agenda we've been pushing, okay? And the fact that it's a woman and it's a public officer who I think has, she's stayed largely off controversy. So it's sad that at the dying embers of her public life, this comes. And when we arrived at Nigeria, that was the story that was playing on Nigerian TV channels. So this has become an international embarrassment for her family, and for most especially for Ghana and the people of Ghana, because nobody can understand the reasoning. Because my point is that even if there is explanation for the amount of money that were found in the home, how is the minister comfortable sitting in the house with such huge amounts of money? Why was something not done to dispose of them? You said you had other brothers. Why was something not done to take a decision on what that money should be used for, or where that money should go? You see, so there are too many unanswered questions, and it just exposes the fact that the people that we think should be well informed to take right decisions seem to they themselves be confused about the difference between right and wrong, about the difference between the values that should and ought to guide the way that they work and communicate themselves. The values debate cannot be overemphasized.
Yeah.
The character of the nation is lost or is fast dissipated. And we are all told that we are sinners. And so keep quiet.
Yeah.
But we can't keep quiet, especially as journalists, even with all of our failings.
Indeed.
We are still the tool and the vehicle for which democracy will be sustained in Africa. And at the bottom of that is to build accountable institutions, accountable public individuals, but also accountable citizens.
Yeah.
So that when something is wrong, it is wrong. And we all should feel it as a matter of course that this doesn't seem right. But beyond that, so what are the errors? And do those errors lend to legal redress and means? And this is why I think that the investigative authority shouldn't further come and touch this matter. OSP is doing this, Attorney General is doing this, Parliament is doing this. Don't fudge this matter any further.
Right.
Let there be collaboration, and let us find where the errors are, and let us distill the lessons. And if people should face the law as a result, if there is really evidence of that, then people should face the law.
Okay, I want to bring in Ipokwansa. This all started with your publication. Since then, so many other angles have been, focused on and teased out by other media houses. I wonder how you assess the work of the other media houses that have taken on this story. Have they focused on the right issues here, or do you think, as Shamima suggests, that the issues are getting fudged?
See, the tragedy of the whole, reportage by other people is that, they seem to claim as if the story is their own. They scarcely mentioned it was published in the Chronicle. And, they've taken it as if it's their own and running it in angles that some make me uncomfortable sometimes. Some of the angles are suggestive without, looking at the facts as they are. Okay. Our interest, as I said earlier, our interest is that, this matter happened in court, open court, and that, is the fact. We believe that is the fact that the minister presented to the police that made them prepare the charge sheet and go to court.
Yeah.
We were not. We don't believe that the story might have been manipulated or whatever, because it was read in open court and the facts and figures are in the open court. But how others are running it, makes me very uncomfortable in the sense that there are all kinds of accusations. The story we publish has no link to any accusation. We publish facts and figures as they appeared.
Right.
So we expect others to follow the same, not, put in their own suggestions and other sort of things.
What sort of accusations
the
and
media in
suggestions
Ghana
have you seen?
Has become an albatross around our own neck, because we seem to be running with issues without we ourselves going behind it, and that is a tragedy for journalism in this country.
Yeah.
What
sort of accusations and angles have you seen that have made you uncomfortable?
Suggestions that even without maybe some are even suggesting trial of the minister and that sort of thing. I think we should allow the court to finish its own activities, then we can take it on board and make our own conclusions. We cannot suggest what the state should do when the matter is still in court. That's my beef.
Well, the minister is being investigated for corruption.
Yeah, but that's another matter. If you publish that the minister is being investigated for corruption, fine. But you don't make your own conclusions as if the minister is guilty before he is tried. That's my worry.
Okay. All right. Let me take a final comment from Manasseh before we take a break and come back to the other issues. Manasseh, how do you think this story is going to evolve? What do you think we're going to see as the next step and perhaps the conclusion of this matter?
Well, I think a lot of it will depend on the Office of the Special Prosecutor, which in my view happens to be the most credible institution handling the matter for now. It is a strong test case for that office to really win the trust, the confidence in it, because the hope with which some of us greeted the formation of that office dissipated when Martin Amidu's issues came up and they had to leave and all of that. And this is about the biggest fish and the most sensational issue that office is handling. And for me, I do not share with the view of my senior colleague that the questions and others are a bit too much, because I think what is in court is a totally different matter. What is in court is some two individuals or some other individuals standing trial for allegedly stealing. What the media is reporting is that a minister of state is reported to have had so much cash. So the questions to Cecilia Bernard Apaah, how she got the cash, whether genuine or foul means, should not affect what is in court. That is a totally different matter. Cecilia Bernard Apaah has not been charged with anything, so we are very free to ask questions. And let us not forget that even if it was reported that $1 million, 300,000 euros, and some cedis, those amounts were stolen from any member of the East Legon Executive Club, I would still have asked this question. Why would those people keep so much cash in their bedroom? For a minister of state to have that amount of money, legitimate and very critical questions need to be asked. It is not to be left to only the courts or the state security agencies to handle. This is a matter of public interest. And as I've said, the issue is even not in court in the first place with regards to the questions that have been asked the minister.
Yeah.
So I believe that all the questions and criticisms are legitimate. What we should be pushing for, and as media, is that we shouldn't let the next scandal lull us to sleep on this matter and forget to follow up as we've always done.
Indeed.
Because the more interest we sustain on the matter, the more angles we dig, the better it will be for even those security or state institutions that are investigating it.
Yeah. Thank you for that. And thanks to the others as well for your comments on this. When we come back, we've got other stories to touch on. There's a media review coming up later today. We'll get your very brief thoughts on that before we get into that horrifying video. We all saw it. Our hearts leapt into our collective throats when we saw and heard the bang with which that boy's head was slammed into the metal frame of the bed, and the immediate resulting swelling on his face, oozing blood. We all wondered, how could this be happening to our children? We'll talk about how the media handled that story and how it's also evolving, as well as the leaked tape about the IGP. That and more when we come back. Thanks to all of you tuned in. Stay tuned in to Love FM and ATL FM and all the other affiliate stations carrying the Super Morning Show across the country. We'll be back with more after these.
Prepare yourself for an unparalleled experience of divine revelation and spiritual empowerment. Greater Works 2023. Speakers, Pastor Matthew Ashimolowo, Bishop Tudor Bismarck, Bishop Mike Okonkwo, and your host, Pastor Mensa Otabil. Date, Monday 31st July to Friday 4th August. Morning sessions from Tuesday 1st August to Friday 4th August. Time, 9 a.m. Evening sessions, time 5 p.m. each night. Venue, Christ Temple East, Teshi. Buses will be available at vantage points across the city to convey you to and back from the conference. Visit gwcentral.org for more details. Greater Works. Ignite your faith. Transform your life.
It's coming down. It's coming down. It's coming down. It's coming down.
If you get LPG, let me see your hand. Who are gas?
Mr. Menu, I'm not happy with you, cry.
Oh, landlord, what is it?
Me, what is the problem? How can you allow your wife cook with charcoal and firewood? Don't you know smoke is harmful to your wife? Don't you have gas?
Oh, landlord, me, I've been using charcoal since.
You're not current at all. Now every Ghanaian uses gas because it's safe and convenient. Just one matchstick, and you're good to go. Food cooks faster and the taste is retained.
Hey, landlord, be that.
You think I'm joking, New rule, no gas, no accommodation. Even you just paid your rent, And my friend, come for your money and leave my house.
Hey, landlord, if you make a mistake and you give me this money, I'm not going to move. I'm going to buy gas.
Like you will see.
Don't be left out. LPG is safe and convenient. This campaign is brought to you by the National Petroleum Authority and supported by the Ministry of Energy and World Bank. Contact our toll-free number 080-012-300 for more information.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities from 1,500 cedis upwards, all you have to do is call, and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID. No savings, no collateral, no susu, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. What are you waiting for? Call Quick Credit today. 0302-200-390 or 059-692-0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
What? It seems Royal Foam did not get the memo. Times are tough. Prices are going up. They're giving 10% discount, free pillows with every purchase. Hey, Royal Foam. Just when you thought all they manufacture are quality but affordable mattresses and pillows, they take it up a notch by being thoughtful in these hard times. Royal Foam has reduced their prices drastically. Buy a mattress, get a free pillow. Enjoy 10% discount instantly, nationwide. Take advantage. Enjoy Royal Foam. Enjoy the best.
Call Royal Foam today on 020-227-1000 for more information.
Royal Foam. Rest assured.
Free gift for every shopper from Electroa. Up to 40% discount for every shopper. Mega Payday is
back. All electronic brands, Panasonic, LG, Samsung, Sony, TCL, Broom, Philips, Orient, and many more. Shop for your smart TVs, refrigerators, air conditioners, freezers, gas cookers, mobile phones, laptops, printers, and more. Rush to the nearest or closest Electromat shop. Call or WhatsApp Electromat on 055-277-7905. Electromat, your world of electronics.
Introducing Pick 4 from Game Park Games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Pick 4 numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times a day to become one of our daily winners. More moolah, more power. Play online at www.gameparkgames.com or dial *946# to play. Game Park Games is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Pick 4 from Game Park Games. More moolah, more power.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Yeah, ready or not, here we come with the Super Morning Show on Joy. It's 17 minutes past 9, and we're having an editors forum touching on all the big stories that have unfolded in the public domain over the past 4 odd weeks. Okay, Shamima Muslim, Ibo Kwanzaa, and Manasseh Azuria. Winnie, join us for this all-important conversation. We've already touched on the Cecilia Dapaah debacle. We've still got the Adisco tragedy and the intrigue of the leaked tape to go. But before we get into that, we're going to touch on the media review, which is coming up later today with our 3 guests. Before that, though, we know life is go, go, go. It's hard to make time for the things that really count. And thank God for ABSA's digital channels because, they say you can bank when, where, and how you want so you can focus on what or who is important to you. Banking has never been easier. You can transfer funds into your savings account, you can pay your old school union dues and your DSTV subscription, and many more with a click on your phone. Get things done simply with ABSA's digital channels. That's Africanacity, that's ABSA. Terms and conditions apply. Go to absa.com.gh for further details.
And today's Monday, July 31st, is the beginning of Greater Works 2023. 5 p.m. today, the evening session will start. And then tomorrow, Tuesday, 1st of August at 9 a.m., the morning sessions will begin at the ICGC Christ Temple East Auditorium at Teshi. Buses will be available at vantage points across the city to convey you to and back from the conference. Speaking at this year's events are Pastor Matthew Ashimolowo, Bishop Todo Bismarck, Bishop Michael Konko, and the host, Pastor Mensa Otabil. So prepare yourself for an unparalleled experience of divine revelation and spiritual empowerment. This evening till Friday, 4th of August 2023. Visit gwcentral.org and all ICGC social media handles for more details. Greater Works, ignite your faith, transform your life.
Well, it's Bigo time. Are you worried about your parties, weddings, outdooring, funerals, hangouts, on what to drink to enjoy during the celebration, or you're worried about how to celebrate your friends and families during that special occasion? Well, with Bigo, no wahala for the occasion. Bigo Drinks has made it easy for everyone to enjoy and have the ideal celebration. It comes in different and captivating flavors, each one specially created to enrich every moment and bring vitality to your life. The flavors include cocktail, cola, apple, coconut, lemon, lime, and orange. It comes in 16 or 20 in a pack. A lot to go around in various packs. It's refreshing and of good quality. Infuse color into your life and get rejuvenated. Grab a bottle of your favorite flavor and treat yourself and loved ones to a memorable experience. Bigo Drinks, another quality product from Twellium Industries Limited.
Now, MTN Business is here with SME Month this July. Come and enable your business with data and connectivity solutions, mobile solutions, digital solutions, unified communications, and so much more at the very best rates. MTN Business is indeed your partner for growth. Watch out for exciting activities, including promotions, quizzes, training sessions, product activations, and SIM registration exercises at locations near you. Follow them on social media handles for all the details. Of course, it'll be climaxed with SME fairs on the 28th of July in Accra and Rawlings. Oh, we've done that already. They've done that already, haven't they? Okay, so contact them today at mtnbusiness.gh, at mtn.com, or call or send a WhatsApp to 0244 308 1112 to know more.
Now have a whole new brushing experience with a new Pepsodent Herbal toothpaste and Pepsodent Charcoal White. Pepsodent Herbal is infused with a unique blend of green tea and herbal extracts formulated to repair and protect your gums while giving an all-round cooling sensation. Pepsodent Charcoal White is also uniquely made with charcoal and lemon essence that restores your teeth's natural whiteness and gives you complete oral protection for you and your family. Pepsodent, every smile matters. Remember to always brush your teeth 2 times daily with Pepsodent.
So now the Adansia 10 vibe is everywhere. Come have fun with the host of Drive Time, Nano Diasa the Wamf. You know him, Nano Diasa the Wamf. Lexus Bill this August, okay? Let's dance away into the summer holidays with the best of Southern Africa. Breathtaking trip from Adansi Travels. It's 10 beautiful days of fun, nature, and adventure in South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Zambia. Enjoy 3 nights at a 4-star hotel in Joburg. 3 nights at a 4-star hotel in Cape Town. 3 nights at Victoria Falls and tour of Victoria Falls with guide sunset cruise on Zambezi River, day trip to Livingstone in Zambia, and tours in Joburg and Cape Town with guided shopping in South Africa. And the rate is a cool $3,300 per person and $6,500 for a couple, which covers all the above flights, hotels, and daily breakfast. Get your vibe on and join this Adansilicious tour from the 31st of August to the 10th of September 2023. Visit adansitravels.com or call 0595 500 817 or 0556 310 404 to book your spot.
Timu contributing and become an idea.
I don't also contribute movie.
Remember what Kafui Danko said? You have to pamper me simply because I'm a woman.
That's what
I haven't said that. I just said pamper me.
That's what I don't want to hear.
Are you disagreeing with Kwiji Agri?
Let's continue.
Let's continue. Our guests are Shamima Muslim, Ibo Kwanzaa, and Manasseh Azuri Awuni. It's our big editors forum. Now, we're going to spend a bit of time talking about the upcoming budget review. I'll start with Shamima. What we already understand is that government is not coming to ask for any more money. But what is in it for the Ghanaian? I mean, today, what can the market woman or the spare parts dealer or the receptionist at your local clinic, or what can the average Ghanaian expect to hear that affects him directly, one way or the other, in this budget? Do we have Shamima? Right, I think we'll have to work to reconnect with Shamima. Manasseh is with us on Zoom. Same question, Manasseh. Right.
Well, Kojo, I don't expect much from what is happening. I have lost complete hope in the economy, and I'm one of those who would bank everything on luck and some divine intervention. What they would need to do at this point is to tell us major expenditure cuts. That is what we need. I'm also minded by the fact that we are going into an election year. So an 8-year cycle is likely to end. So some people would want to get enough to go home with. And it is very possible that we will see some reckless expenditure. Whether or not they ask for more money, we know they often overspend. And by the end of 2024, if we are not careful, we may be worse than we are now. because some people would want to make money to spend in an election. Some are thinking of their retirement packages. And we don't appear to be heading towards the physical discipline that we would need. Even though we have IMF, some of us are very pessimistic about the future.
Well, so from Manasseh's perspective, right now they are Chira God. It's all divine intervention. Okay, do we have Bebo Kwanzaa? Excellent. So, Uncle Ebo, I mean, how has your paper been gearing up for it? What are some of the, shall we say, the hints you've been picking up about what may or may not be in the media review?
Well, before I answer this question, let me, make a point or two about Manasseh's conclusion before he went on break.
Oh, sure.
He said the Sisiata Pass scandal, apparently is the biggest, that has come and a whole manner of things. But and that newsmen have a right to make a sort of comment. That is very true. But this is not the only scandal that has, broken in this country. We all were here in this country when Manasseh himself traveled to Burkina and met a certain contractor. That contractor is said to have given a car to the President of the Republic of Ghana, and that following that contractor was given a huge contract on the Eastern Corridor Road. The contractor, started with his construction. The president at the time went there and invited all Ghanaian contractors to learn from the kind of job the contractor was doing. It only took a few days to dismantle all that. The contractor later abandoned the job and went away. But we newsmen have left the whole issue as if nothing happened. Secondly, we were all around when news broke that some three gentlemen from the United Kingdom came here to Ghana, and where they were the middlemen between Airbus company and Ghana, and that a certain gentleman one was had a brother in that issue. The Office of the Special Prosecution apparently was interested in the case. It went on for a while, and I believe, and I heard Martin Amidu himself, then the Special Prosecutor, saying that, linking the gentleman one to the former president of this republic. The matter went by as if, some water has passed under the bridge, and that was it. We have never, been interested in that case. So I'm appealing to Manasseh and all of us to be interested in such cases rather than, apparently choosing, which one might be of interest to us. Now, back to your question. I don't expect, too much from this mini budget. But my hope and prayer is that, some taxes will be taken off so that the average Ghanaian can have his burden lessened a bit, because it is difficult around the world, but it looks like in our case it is getting worse and worse every day. When you get to the market, you go to the market every day. I mean, I don't frequent the market, but occasionally I go there to buy a few things. And these days things are very, very difficult. Look, I have interest in the Asin by-election that took place yesterday because my part comes from there. My father, has a large cocoa farm there, and there's a village called Owasi. It's now almost a town. The last time I went there, I was shocked. Now they have lights, even boreholes have been extended to people's homes. When I I call them and find out, what made them vote the way they voted. It's nothing but the economic situation in the country. So the government must learn from it and try and lessen the burden of the ordinary Ghanaian. I'm not interested in speeches and heckling and counter heckling in the house. I am interested in a budget that will reduce the burden on the ordinary Ghanaian a bit.
That's interesting. So So from your perspective, it's the economic hardships that will be the
Exactly.
biggest.
Exactly. If you talk to anybody, they are things are difficult. I go to the market, this, that. All that they are saying, they are not interested in politics of the day. They are interested in their bread and butter.
Yeah.
And that must interest the government.
Right, Shamima.
Please.
Yes, Shamima.
Hello. I mean, for me, I'm looking to hear what government is planning to do with regards to creating more pathways, for the most affected, to the most vulnerable members of our society. I mean, recently there was a publication that 850,000 Ghanaians had fallen into poverty. And this is what the statistical brackets could find. How about there's so many more who are out there who are really, really suffering? So if there are some pathways, to deal with these extreme vulnerabilities that many Ghanaians, through no fault of theirs, but for the mismanagement of our economy, are facing, with many middle-level, income families are strained. Relationships have gone downhill. There's a lot of increased mental health situation. And I even want to hear the recognition of that. The mental health of Ghanaians and what government intends to do to support struggling and suffering citizens. We never hear that. We never hear, apart from saying we are all suffering. But as government, if we recognize that there is suffering in your country, then you know that there's an issue with mental health. And so in your budget, what are you budgeting for to deal with that? What kinds of services are you going to make available? Are you going to promote? What kind of awareness creation? Are you going to collaborate with media and other institutions to provide, support, helplines for people to call? There are soft issues, but there are critical issues to build back trust. Because right now, many Ghanaians have lost trust. They've lost hope that this government is able to pull us out of the doldrums in any reasonable, foreseeable future, as we ourselves have been told not to expect much because of our current, economic situation. So in that regard, I would want to hear a finance minister that, relates to the suffering of the people, that offers some tangible reprieve, especially to the most vulnerable. The issues of the taxes people are complaining about, I don't know how else they're going to raise money, because it seems that taxation is the poster intervention for the current government. But let's see what happens. But most importantly, I want to hear about what they're going to do, and to build back trust. Also, I want to hear about the prosperity. What do they call it? The measures. Those what I want to hear about the measures they have put in place to cut back on excessive expenditure.
Right.
So let's see what government has saved. Austerity measures is the word I was looking for. Excuse me briefly. So let's hear about that, because you say you want to deliver, prosperity to Ghanaians. And Ghanaians say they are not trusting because of what we are seeing in terms of the dissipation of funds and the corruption and all these millions of dollars being found in people's homes, ministers' homes, every day, one scandal. So it's further deteriorating the trust. So let's hear a budget that tells us that because we did A, B, and C interventions, these are the gains. Because to build trust, we have to see evidence of gains. These are the gains we have made from these tax measures, from these other interventions that we have made. These are the savings we have made from cutting down costs, operational expenses, unnecessary expenses from the MDAs, ministries, department, agencies, and what have you. This is how much we have been able to pay people we owe, contractors we owe, businesses who have done work for the past 8 years, who have pre-financed projects, whose monies haven't been paid. Because these growth polls, when you pay contractors, the trickling down effect is massive. So those kinds of areas, the people you owe debt, wants a report on the domestic debt exchange program. How has it, put us in a better stead now to run the IMF program, and what is the outlook? So those are some of the things I'll be looking out for today.
Yeah. I mean, look, the more you think about it, the more important this whole thing about reducing expenditure becomes. I mean, government has to really demonstrate an ability to do that. I don't know how they will, but it's important because, look, things are hard. Let's not mince words. People have lost money through this whole domestic debt exchange thing. Nobody's salary has really been increased by anything significant. Meanwhile, everything is more expensive. Fuel prices are going back up. School fees, rent, medication, cost of medication, everything that we need just to live a decent life is more and more expensive every day. Not forgetting 42.5% inflation. That's what we are suffering currently. So look, if as a Ghanaian you are supposed to somehow make all of this work, manage all of this with almost nothing in your bank account, and then government can't figure out how to cut down its expenditure, I don't think the public reaction to that will be very comforting. So let's hope they have something solid to share with us later.
We've heard about a certain transformative economic agenda, and we're wondering what that is.
Transformative at this stage
exactly. So
it's never too late for a miracle, as Mother has said. Okay, listen. Let's go to our disco. That video. I mean, no parent can watch that video with a straight face, and it raises big questions. But I suspect all of us at one point or the other have been in a boarding school, so we know that these things happen. But of course, thanks to social media, it's now in our faces. I am interested in how this story was covered by the media, whether indeed we have been able to tease out all the relevant angles, or whether this is yet another story which is an opportunity for us to fix a long-standing wrong in society, but perhaps we haven't taken that opportunity. I'll start with Shamima, actually, if you don't mind. Your initial thoughts when you saw that video.
Okay, so again, I caught on to that trend later in the evening after, my day was over. So it looked like I'd missed a lot. And of course, as a mother of 2 boys and 2 girls, and as somebody who also attended a boarding school, it was difficult for me to watch that video to the end without not having palpitations. But I was also not surprised because these are not stories we haven't heard, happening in our schools. What actually bothered me was that now there are phones in dormitories, so it looks like we are able now to capture some of these things, and somehow they are leaked. So we know exactly that this might be a minute fraction of more senior serious infractions that are happening in our boarding schools. Now, the boarding schools are not bad in and of themselves. I think the thinking and the rationale behind having boarding schools beyond just convenience, but it's also the importance of building character and building discipline and giving children some form of routine to ensure that they are able to be independent, especially with the old system. When children went to school, secondary school as young as some 9 even, some 10, 11, and they stayed in the secondary school over a 7-year period. You were even alluding to the lifelong bonds that have been created as a result of that system. But even in the case of Ghana, it was to also build a sense of unity. Again, referencing the Ghanaian character, where children from northern regions can come down to south, and then we would have a blend of, ethnic groups and begin to see each other for the humanity, the common humanity that exists, for all of us. And so it was a good vision, and it's still largely for me a good vision. And that's why sometimes I'm not too keen on, the day schools are important and community schools are also critical, especially in economies economies like what we have, where some parents can't afford the movement of their children to and fro. But that cross-fertilization of ethnic groups, of personalities, of regions, of learnings, where we are able to learn about each other, that will be taken out if there was no cross-movement of students from across the country. And I think there's a place for that. Now, there's a big problem now with I don't want to say this current generation, but the distractions that this current generations have been exposed to, which even 20 years ago when we were in secondary school, we didn't have to contend with, means schools must be more intentional about the interventions they make into the mindset and the discipline of their children. But I'll first track back to the family unit, which is really the beginning. And again, linking that back to the economy, all two parents are having to go out and work. Otherwise, the families can't subsist. And so there's a breakdown of discipline even at the family level. Otherwise, by the time somebody finishes junior high school, they would have formed their habits and their general attitude already. And usually junior high schools are day schools. So there's still that, relationship and that connection between parents and their children until we ship them off to secondary school. So I think head teachers, parents first, then head teachers. We really need to look at the disciplinary code, but then the teachings of values and ethics, coming back to that. Because character is formed from beginning, and that character is supposed to help you make decisions between right and wrong. And to build a strong personality and a character in your child so that they are not easily swayed by peer pressure, which is so real even for adults. Even for adults who are working in workspaces, peer pressure is a real influencer.
Yeah.
So we have to constantly pray over our families, pray over our children, try as much as possible to imbibe in them a godly character. I still believe in the place of God, because when all else is lost, what is our anchor? If our anchor doesn't hold, what else would hold for us? You would go with the wind. So that's what we're seeing. Too many influences on these young minds, and they're expressing it in violent ways. Otherwise, how? And the fact that there were people around and nobody could intervene.
Yeah.
Up to the point where this boy's head was banged on the metal bar for it to even cut, for him to see blood, and somebody was recording, and that kind of it did not generate any feeling. That's what I'm saying. That our character as a nation is losing the conscience of even these young people who should have fellow feeling. It's waning, and it cannot happen without re-engineering. So we need to re-engineer. We need stricter codes of discipline, and I know this is going to create controversy because I think that even the teachers, I've heard Nat and Nagrat speak, about the removal of disciplinary methods. Traditional disciplinary methods. I'm not talking about bringing back the cane, but if it needs to, in some instances, under some regulated, method. Otherwise, people would have to be suspended.
Shamima, forgive me. I'm going to bring in Manasseh very quickly before we take a break on the same issue. Manasseh, now, what do you think about how the school and GES communicated on this? It seemed for some time that they were talking to each other rather than talking to the public. So at some point, it even became confusing whether or not this was a matter of bullying or whether it was a fight or, So do you feel that the communication lines have been quite smooth throughout the story?
Well, Kojo, I don't feel that way, because at a point, there were even conflicting reports about whether the student was dismissed or suspended. And there were some suggestions that the victim was also being punished, and we didn't really know exactly what was happening. I think by and large, the fact that they acted on it when it came up is commendable, but I think we should pay more attention to these things. Bullying is institutionalized in a lot of the schools, and some think it is very normal. When I was in senior high school, the final year, I was elected the senior prefect. And then I took a decision that the senior class had issues with me. It was a decision to abolish what they called dawn mowing. At about 3 a.m., they would wake up the junior classes, give them cutlasses to go and then weed. And where the school was located, even sometime during the day, we killed snakes. So my point was that if during the day it was even dangerous to weed, why would we want someone's children or child to go and then weed at 4 a.m. or 3 a.m.? And the only reason my colleagues disagreed with me was that it was done to them, and it was their turn to also do it to others. This is what happens in a lot of schools. And then the good news is that I stood my grounds. The teachers supported me. So dawn mowing was abolished in Karachi Senior High School in 2004. But a lot of the schools seems to have certain traditions. And when one batch or group of students suffer that tradition, irrespective of how inhumane that is, they wait, and when they become seniors, they do it to others. I couldn't finish watching the Adisco thing. I think we have to see this even beyond bullying. That student should be given some mental health assessment and taken through therapy, because I fail to see what would cause a young person in senior high school to get so murderous and treat another student that way. And it is about time the teachers and school authorities treated this seriously, because if this person, the victim, were my son, and I see this video and I have access to the perpetrator and there's no proper restraint, I may be compelled to do something worse than what he did to my son. So these things are very serious. I don't know how the parents, the mother or father of this boy, would feel seeing their son or child go through this. And if it hadn't been recorded, nobody would have known or seen it. And this may be happening all over. And I think it's about time the school authorities paid more serious or attention to it. I don't believe that it is only because caning has been abandoned. Mind you, some of the teachers also abuse the capital punishment, such that sometimes they do exactly what this boy has done. So the fact that caning has been abolished doesn't mean that other forms of punishments cannot be administered. I think the existence and the reoccurrence of these issues or these things happen mainly because people get away with them, and that the surveillance systems in the schools and in the dormitories don't work as they perhaps need to. And for the fact that someone will suffer this and be reluctant to report is worse than even the occurrence of the act in the first place.
I believe you meant corporal punishment, not capital punishment. But
sorry, corporal punishment. Yes, sorry.
But okay, now when we come back, we'll hear from Mr. Ebokwansa on this topic as well. But we have to take a break right now. Thank you all. We'll be back after these.
Are you hoping to start university this October? If you want a British degree from a world-class university at a fraction of the cost, then join Lancaster University Ghana right here in Accra. With a diverse student community, vibrant campus life, and 50% scholarships to support your study, Lancaster University Ghana provides you with a world-class education that creates endless opportunities globally. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Apply to join Lancaster University Ghana, where learners become leaders. campus. Admissions are currently open for our October 2023 intakes. Apply now for our foundation and undergraduate programs. For more information, contact us on +233 030 221 8989 or send an email to admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
Introducing Pick 4 from Game Park Games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Pick 4 numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times a day to become one of our daily winners. More moolah, more power. Play online at www.gameparkgames.com or dial *946# to play. Game Park Games is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Pick 4 from Game Park Games. More moolah, more power.
Imagine say water wake up at dawn. E no buff, e no chop. Where e vanish for your area for 2 weeks. You no get one drop safe inside your tank.
Hey.
Hajia, our life was in dangerous. Only our neighbor get water with water tank.
Water tank?
Yes, water tank. Mamma mia, that water tank get meter for checking water level. That water tank be fine past Kumasi Selendion. That water tank be tough like Ghana Army. That water tank, they carry water pepe, so say some no go left inside the supply tank. What a tank! As my boss, Mr. Poncho, go talk.
Beautiful, durable, with water level indicator and accurate volume of water. Water tank. What a tank! By Duraplast.
Right. Okay, listen, time has really escaped us, right? So we have to say a big thank you to our editors for joining us. We appreciate them very much. We've got a big conversation about the sports team's media thought leadership event. It's a very big one. We'll be learning more about it from Nathaniel Atto in just a moment. But first, don't forget to go to kingdomstoreonline.com, buy whatever you want from Kingdom Books and Stationery, pay via Momo across all networks, and they will deliver to your home or office in very good time. Free delivery for Accra and Tema, so make sure you take advantage of that. Terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
Now, the Cybersecurity Authority, CSA, is licensing cybersecurity service providers and accrediting establishments and professionals as part of its regulatory mandate pursuant to Section 4 of the Cybersecurity Act. This exercise to ensure that industry players offer services in accordance with approved standards in line with domestic regulatory requirements and international industry best practices. The exercise will provide a legal basis for practitioners to operate and serve as recognition for professionals to offer cybersecurity services in the country. This activity, which commenced in March 2023, is part of preparatory measures being established by the CSA to develop Ghana's cybersecurity industry. Please visit CSA's website, csa.gov.gh, for more information. Concerns should be sent to compliance@csa.gov.gh, or please call the Cybersecurity Authority on 053 1140 408. CSA, a secure and resilient digital Ghana.
Now, it's all of the Premier League, all of DSTV. Catch all the games, moments, clashes, derbies, and drama. Make sure to stay tuned to all of Rashford, Haaland, and Saka. Watch it all unfold live in HD with the option of their exciting commentary in Chi. All of this on the package of your choice. No one else offers all of the Premier League but DSTV. Get your DSTV decoder with 1 month compact subscription from 299 Ghana cedis and add a satellite dish for 100 Ghana cedis, or stay connected on *759# to enjoy it all. DSTV, It's your moment.
Now, Robert and Sons Optical Services second branch is now open in Kumasi at Bridport Junction and adjacent to Angel FM and in the same premises with Amenfi Rural Bank. Enjoy amazing discount and free giveaways at our Kumasi at Bridport Junction branch. Visit us at our ultra-modern Kumasi at Bridport Junction branch for comprehensive eye care and unbeatable product and services for children and adults. We're open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call us at 050-765-6876 or 050-151-9111 for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Robert and Sons Optical Services second branch now open in Kumasi at Bridport Junction. Seeing is believing.
All right, now you've heard the adverts. It's happening at 5 p.m. today at Labadi Beach Hotel. It's the Joy Sports and Inshira FM mid-year thought leadership event. Hashtag PhilGPL Centers. The challenge, the solutions, presenting findings of the studies that have been done by the Joy Sports team. Nathaniel Atto joins us to tell us a lot more about it. So, tell us, you of course lead thought leadership and events at Joy Sports. Talk to us about this particular one.
Well, we've had to delay this for a while because, of course, we've had to work on various franchises over the last sporting year, franchises on television and all of that. Now, this goes to address a problem that we noticed, in the run-up to the season, or as the season wore on. So I'll give you one statistic, just one of the many things that we discovered, and this was through, our team at Inshira Sports, which was led by Bismarck Owusu-Bempah at Inshira Sports. Now he took this upon himself to start this campaign, and it's interesting to note, that the Baba Yara Sports Stadium, for instance, has a capacity of 40,618. Kotoko, whose home ground is the Baba Yara Stadium, averaged 2,715 spectators per game. Now, the club's highest attendance recorded was 13,099 when the Porcupine Warriors played Accra Hearts of Oak in September of 2022. The club's lowest attendance recorded was 302 when the Porcupine Warriors played Karela United in May of this year. So that just goes to tell you something, that in wanting to bring back the love, in wanting to push so that the product becomes attractive as the ones we see in other parts of the world, we have a bit of a challenge. So we're bringing industry specialists and experts together. We're bringing people who are looking at this issue from a scientific point of view, beginning from us, because this time we're trying to do things a little differently, because the best way to solve problems is to use the scientific approach. So we've used an online survey. We've gathered some data, and we'll be analyzing the data on the ground and also presenting our findings to the Ghana FA.
Who is attending?
Well, everybody who is under the scope of, or who falls within the description of a stakeholder in the space. So we're looking at the supporters unions, the club administrators, the club's body, which is the Ghana League Clubs Association, executives of the Ghana FA, representatives of sponsors. Everybody who works within the football ecosystem will be there. I mean, senior media practitioners and all of that. And let me just quickly run through those who will be our resource persons for the day. Now, the Youth and Sports Minister, Honorable Mustafa Yusuf, will be there to deliver the keynote address. And then we'll have the likes of Dr. Nyahu Tamaklo, who previously was a CEO of Accra Hearts of Oak and also was a chairman of the Ghana Football Association. He currently serves as a board member of Accra Hearts of Oak. Away from that as well, we have Yusuf Chipsa, who is the player representative of the Professional Footballers Association of Ghana. Recently, he bagged a degree in international sports law, and he brings all of that expertise on board. Also, the president of the Ghana League Clubs Association, Mr. Kujo Fianu, who looks at all of this from the point of view of the clubs, is going to be there. And then Mr. Neil Armstrong Motogbe, a sports marketing professional. And then finally, Mr. Malko Afajinu, who's the president of the Institute of Public Relations and also a Swan football fan, and a marketing professional as well. So we're going to have a very good time. Arrival time is 5 p.m. We go live at 6 on Joy 99.7 FM and on Joy News. So I'd like to say a very big thank you to the channel, our channel manager of Joy News, Kweku Owusu-Bempah, and also Edem Naite, who's Programs Manager. Thank you so much. We're hoping to have something very meaningful this evening.
Absolutely, and we'll all be there to support. Listen, don't forget, we bring you live coverage of the mid-year budget review right here on Joy FM and on the Joy News channel. We're back tomorrow with more on the Super Morning Show. Up next is the 10 o'clock bulletin, followed by the budget review.
Joy Headline News.